All right. So very good morning, guys. So firstly, we are very thankful to all our old students who have come here to educate our juniors, like how they need to prepare, what questions they have to focus more on, topics, the trending topics in current interview. So these all guidances which is being given from the seniors, it happens to work just like a boon, because these questions you cannot get it on Google. Even chat GPT cannot give you these questions. The questions which will be shared by our past students, it was their real experience. What did they experience while giving interview, challenges that they faced, and at the end of alumni meet, all the handwritten questions we will be taking it from them. I'll be sharing it with you people in the group, and that will help you to prepare well. So this connect with the placed candidates. Okay, it has always been very beneficial. Firstly, in terms of getting on-job project support, like some of the old students of Pankaj Sir Academy, recently they collaborated with us, telling that if any of our PSS students have joined the company and they are unable to work on project, we will come to your office and we will help them. And we have started some of the students coming here who got placed 4 years back, and now they have got pretty good skills. They're coming to our office, and the juniors who are joining company, when they're stuck in the company's project, they are guiding them, helping them resolve the issues. So that is a kind of confidence we get it from our old candidates. That is the previously placed students. And the next thing is questions. Always what happens is what to study, what we have to prepare on, what should be the topic, trending things. We cannot blindly follow something, right? It has to be an actual experience of some student who comes and tells you, look, I studied this and this helped me to get a job. Now, as a beginner, learners, juniors, your job is to analyze all of these placed students, what they are speaking, what is common questions between them. You might get one or two questions which is out of box, which is rare. But then certain questions when they tell, look, microservices is very important. Now it is not one candidate telling. How many candidates are talking about it? Make a note of it. And that becomes a trending topic without which you cannot crack the interview. Right? Or some student might... 1 minute. Right. The next thing, okay, let us invite the placed candidate one by one, keep analyzing that, and we will discuss, okay, all the interview questions in depth manner. The first person I will invite is Abdul, who has got placed with 8 LPA package in CTS Tech. Abdul, is Abdul here? Abdul Saqib. Yeah, Abdul Saqib, first name you have given, is on the way. Arish Khan. Yeah, so next candidate we are inviting Arish Khan. 10 LPA package. 1 minute, hold on. Right, please come on stage. I'll hand over the mic to him. Now it is your responsibility. बच्चों को बताना है क्या पढ़ना है, क्या करना है. Okay, and guide them very nicely. Okay, because when you were a student, I'm sure a lot of challenges you would have faced, how to prepare, what needs to be done, right? So please guide them.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Arish. I am from Odisha, and currently I am working in Wikipedia. Basically, the question will be same like Java and Spring Boot. Mainly, you can focus on deployment part, from starting from Docker to Kubernetes and Jenkins and all. You can master some services of AWS or Azure. Anything what's good. Basically, come to the interview part. They will mainly ask about Spring Boot and all. Spring Boot annotations and Java basic questions like exception handling and all the basic questions that given in the book. Sir will provide that book. That will be enough for that. And currently, deployment part is more on focus because every interviewer are asking on deployment part. You can focus on that, and that's it.
हाँ काम से तो क्या हाँ घर में देखते नहीं कहाँ आयंजा गंजा देखा था
क्या भैया?
घर में देख सकते थे
अभी ऑफलाइन चल रहा है, पहले ऑनलाइन ज्यादा था। ऑफलाइन जाना सही है, इजी क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं।
म्यूट हो बस प्लीज।
ऑनलाइन ही सब होता है, मैक्सिमम ऑनलाइन होता है। 3-4 होगा, 3 मैक्स 3। कंपनी टू कंपनी डिपेंड करता है।
अरबान म्यूट योरसेल्फ ब्रो।
डिप्लॉयमेंट पे जाते हैं
अरबान भाई।
और गिट पे भी फोकस करना। गिट मतलब नॉर्मल बोलते हैं, गिट तो पता ही होना चाहिए कैसे डायरेक्ट इंटेलिजेंस से कनेक्टेड होता है गिट, और कैसे मतलब ब्रांचेस करना है, फीचर ब्रांचेस एंड ऑल, पीआरएच करना है कैसे, वगैरह वगैरह। बेसिक कोडिंग ही होता है, मशीन कोडिंग राउंड ऐसे नहीं, कोडिंग ही बेसिक देते हैं जो बुक में प्रोवाइड होता है। 3-4 कोडिंग, 3 कोडिंग ज्यादा से ज्यादा देते हैं। आप पैटर्न पूछ लेते हैं, डिजाइन पैटर्न मेन है, सिंगलटन वगैरह वही पूछते हैं। कोई क्वेश्चन है अगर पूछो।
सिनेरियो बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस।
हाँ, सिनारियो के ऊपर मतलब कोडिंग ऐसे ही, मतलब जो कोडिंग दिया होता है उसमें सम चेंजेस करते हैं। जावा 8 में कुछ चेंजेस करके कोडिंग बोलते हैं। सिनारियो पे ऐसे ही मतलब बेसिक ही क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, क्या डे टू डे करते हो, क्योंकि तुम अभी एक्सपीरियंस पे डालोगे तो दे विल थिंक दैट यू आर एक्सपीरियंस्ड, तो थोड़ा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन तो पूछते ही हैं, मतलब थोड़ा बहुत कर ही लोगे। कोई क्वेश्चन है अगर पूछ सकते हो, क्वेश्चन है अगर पूछ सकते हो। हाँ, पहला बेसिक चीजें आने चाहिए, जैसे कि गिट, जैसे कि बेसिक कमांड्स, डॉकर कमांड्स भी बेसिक, तो और मैवेन का बिल्ड टूल वगैरह चाहिए। मैवेन का जैसे मैवेन क्लीन इंस्टॉल वगैरह, जितना कमांड्स है।
अरबान भाई।
यस सर।
इतना भाई पास हो।
सर मैवेन कमांड्स, डॉकर कमांड्स, बेसिक कमांड्स आर देयर। हेलो या अगर किसी के पास कुछ क्वेश्चन है बोल सकते हो, पूछ सकते हो। डे टू डे सुबह जाना है आपको, पहला आपका फीचर ब्रांच क्रिएट करना है, और जो टास्क दिया होगा जीरा वगैरह भी जानना होगा, थोड़ा बहुत चार्ट जीपीटी से जान लेना, और कैसे टास्क असाइन होता है, स्टोरीज क्या होता है, कैसे स्प्रिंट कितना रन करता है क्या नहीं, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर ऐसा
See,
मतलब
pin
कभी
drop silence. This is not a fun activity. People have to maintain absolute silence. Not just looking at people he got placed. We need to feel happy. There is certain takeaways. What is he telling? What we have to prepare on? Just getting confident looking at place student will not help you. Right? Confidence you will get when you are able to understand the requirements which is being asked in the company. Right?
या गिट वगैरह पता होना चाहिए, जैसे कि आपको जीरा भी करना होगा, जीरा में कैसे स्टोरीज क्या आता है, कैसे स्प्रिंट रन करता है, और यही आपका टास्क जो दिया होगा उसे एक दिन में करके लास्ट तक को आपको सबमिट करना होगा, मतलब पीआर रेज करना होगा। आपको पीआर रेज करने वक्त कुछ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ना आए, पहले रिव्यू करना, मतलब दोस्त के या सीनियर से किसी से, उसके बाद ऐसे डे टू डे होता है। और वही एपीआई डेवलपमेंट ही बोलेंगे, और आजकल बोलते हैं डिप्लॉयमेंट ज्यादा। आपको जोन से भी रोल पे लिए होंगे पर डिप्लॉयमेंट करने बोलेंगे, मतलब जो डेवलपर जैसे डिप्लॉय करते हैं उतना तो आना चाहिए, जैसे डॉकर वगैरह इमेज क्रिएट करना, और डॉकर वो आईएमएल होता है, कंपोज, डॉकर कंपोज, और डॉकर फाइल भी होता है, वो कैसे लिखते हैं, वो जार कैसे क्रिएट करता है मैवन से, वही वही बेसिक थिंग। या और कोई क्वेश्चन अबाउट द प्रोजेक्ट? देखो हेल्थ केयर प्रोजेक्ट है, किसका कैस?
Right. Now, people, how many of them have finished Dockers here? Dockers. Right.
डॉकर बहुत
You understand now? Dockers, YML file, you understand? Yes, why YML file is created Docker image? Yes. How we create a Docker file? All of that clear. See, what is he talking about? Now, do you understand? He's talking about Kubernetes.
कुबरनेटिस, जेनकिंस आल्सो।
Kubernetes. Do you understand Kubernetes? Why it is required? Yes. How deployment using Kubernetes we will do? What is control plane? All of that. Yes. Load balancing, how it happens? Disaster recovery.
Microservices is also main.
Microservices
API
questions.
gateway,
API gateway. Spring security on microservices.
JWT and all.
JWT token. Right. What is Eureka server? What is Fin client?
Fin client.
Okay.
Kafka also.
Kafka. How did you use Kafka in your project? Do you understand what is Kafka now? Architecture of Kafka. Yes. How to deploy Kafka on Linux servers? Yes or no? That will happen in the project. How we will deploy Kafka in our own servers, and then we use that as a messaging broker. This all is important. Okay,
Design
which is
patterns
talking
are
about.
also. Design patterns are
Design
also.
patterns, you need to be
Singleton
prepared
and
with
all.
that. Microservices design patterns, right? That is another thing you have to be clear about.
Circuit breaker also.
Circuit breaker, which is one of the design pattern, resilience design pattern, correct? Then after that, domain driven design pattern, all of that you have to be clear with. Okay, I'll keep repeating the questions what students are telling.
AWS services like S3 and EC2 and all the things.
AWS services, EC2, IAM role.
And how to connect that with Docker and all the.
How do you basically, go ahead using Dockers? How, one CI/CD pipeline basically you have to do, right? How you create a CI/CD pipeline? Moment you push the code to GitHub, the deployment should happen
Automatically.
And for that also, before that, you should know JUnit, Jacoco, Mockito, right? How JUnit test cases are written down, how we will write the JUnit test cases, right? How code coverage is being tested out there. So all of that you have to be clear with. So are they telling you to write JUnit test cases?
First month they will tell only to write the test cases, other developer have written the methods.
Now understand what is he telling. JUnit test cases is what they'll begin with. And you should know what is unit test cases. After that, you should be aware of when you're writing JUnit test cases, you have to take care of few things like how test in isolation is done. Okay. And then after, the dependency injection selection should be right. When you're going with JUnit testing, no @auto-wired dependency. You have to go with constructor based dependency. Why? For what reason? 10 classes we are spending on that. Almost 1 hour. Like JUnit, Mockito, Jacoco. Starting work. And that is easy if you understand. If you understand that, it is easy. You don't even require the complete coding thing. Just input given, output produce, comparison, how you are doing it, good knowledge about it.
And the shortcuts of the tools like IntelliJ, like our Postman and all the things, shortcuts and all the thing of the tools.
Shortcuts in the tools are very important when you're working with IntelliJ, right? You're working on microservices, how multiple projects are loaded, shortcuts, everything, debugging, right? When you're doing debugging, how will you do it? All of these things are important. Is this clear?
Yeah, no. Microservices कर लिए तो सब हो गया basically.
Microservices कर लिया सब हो गया because major questions will come there. and see, learn to explain things in layman terms. Please don't give them book answers. I've seen people when Eureka server they ask, they give book answers. Those bookish answers will not work. Somebody is reading out from chat GPT. So people will immediately today they'll get to know this guy is copying from chat GPT. So please be very careful when they're asking about Eureka server. Firstly, tell me how many people finished microservices here? We are doing project work. We are doing project in April 22nd batch. Why Eureka server is used? What you will answer? Why are we using Eureka server? Give me one simple answer. Can one microservice communicate with another microservice without Eureka server and Fin client? Fin client will come later. If your microservices does not register with Eureka server, your Fin client, web client, REST template, none of them can perform inter-service communication. Yes or no? Now API gateway, will it work without Eureka server? No. What is API gateway? Single entry point. But when you now hit the API gateway, first it is interacting with what? Eureka server, because all services are registered there. And what is another advantage of Eureka server? The hard-coded port numbers. The hard-coded port numbers, right, will not cause any issues. Even if the port numbers, IP addresses changes, Eureka server takes care of it. Like this, you have to give the answer. Are you understanding? I'm spending time explaining what is he telling for the first student, but your explanation has to be prepared like this. Okay, anything else?
System design अगर हुआ तो थोड़ा बहुत कर लेना.
System design, try to work on that one.
DNS वगैरह
right?
पूछ लेता है.
These all things you have to be working on it. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. Project work, including payment services. Correct. 22nd batch, March batch. Payment services, how are we integrating? How we created a payment services there? How separate services now being communicating with other? Everything you have to be prepared with. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
लड़का को बुला के पूछता है
भाई दीपक क्या लेन देन कर रहा है
Right. Next candidate Suraj. Which company? Sohail Ahmed. Next candidate Sohail Ahmed. Landmark Group. Package तो बताओ. वो क्वेश्चंस नहीं जानते, उनको पैकेज चाहिए 8.5 lakhs, बिकॉज ये लोग पैकेज जब बताते हैं जब जग जाते हैं. कम प्लीज कम ऑन स्टेज. नाउ ही हैज गिवन रिसेंटली द इंटरव्यूज, राइट? रिसेंटली. हाँ, ओके, 1 minute. Right. So Sohail will explain now all the questions. थोड़ा पीछे आ जाओ Sohail. Please come here.
Hi everyone.
Hi Sohail.
First focus only in core Java. Start with core Java. Then you should always watch a mock interviews video from YouTube. There is one Gen Z careers is there channel, so at least one video per day you should watch. It will help a lot. Then the questions provided by sir is like everything.
You have to tell. Just don't give shortcut answer. Sir just now said that is done. This is all interactive session.
Can I take that interview?
Yeah. Please give him the questions. Please try to make an attempt to explain as much as questions possible. You can also sit down if you want to sit comfortably. बैठ जाइए.
Yeah. So for like in topic wise, I am telling you guys, like from Spring Boot, they can ask most probably differences. Okay, like Spring Framework and Spring Boot, what will be the difference? And they will also ask about dependencies, like how you put dependency and what dependency for what purpose we have to use. And They will ask like what is auto configuration in Spring Boot. It's favorite question for every interview. Spring Boot application annotations. They will ask, and one major question is there like difference between application properties and YML. Uh, then
ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
these
ಮಾಡೋದಂಗಲ್ಲ
four differences
ಚಿನ್ನ
compulsory.
ಐತಿದು
You have to by heart this like at the rate component, service, repository, and controller. This always asked in interview.
These are Spring Boot questions. At the rate component, at the rate service, whatever he's telling you, Spring Boot annotations they are. Annotations on Spring Boot, guaranteed questions. Okay?
And you should have knowledge to create the RESTful APIs first. And coming to like REST APIs development, they can ask what is request param used for what purpose, at the rate path variable, request body, these all things. And they can also ask to implement pagination and sorting in Spring Data JPA. Okay. Uh, for JWT, like I faced some questions like how does Spring security work in Spring Boot, and explaining the flow of JWT authentication is compulsory.
I'll keep interrupting.
Okay.
Spring security diagram. Very important, right? What is authentication manager, right? DAO authentication provider. All of these things you have to be prepared with the flow, how it takes, how the comparison happens, right? What is load user by username? How does that work? Correct? What is Spring security context holder? Right? How roles is implemented here? Correct? So these are all questions they will be asking you. Okay, be prepared with it. Structure of JWT token, right? Okay, can you just tell me how validation of JWT token you were doing it? Okay, and the ultimate question will go is on microservices, how did you apply Spring security? This is very commonly asked question. On microservices, how did you take care of Spring security? So these all you have to be prepared with. Is this clear? Okay.
And like in microservices, you should have knowledge to apply resilience 4J circuit breaker pattern, because at like in initial phase they ask about that.
So when you design microservices, we apply a design pattern called as resilience design pattern. Now what is the purpose of it? Right? Or they might ask indirect question. Okay, probably, let's say one service went down, right? One service has went down. Now how the other service has to respond? You might get the indirect questions at times. Okay.
See, from microservice, you will get almost like uh, role-based questions only. Okay, and like how do you handle retries and failures between microservices? These type of questions you'll get. How to manage configuration between services. And coming to Kafka, like they will ask why you have used Kafka instead of RabbitMQ. So you have to answer that, and we have to explain producers, consumers in Kafka. So we should have a knowledge on that also. And Kafka is very vast topic, so you have to prepare it hard.
Right. So working on Kafka, at least one implementation in project, on Kafka, you have to do it. Okay. So you have to take care of that, at least building some notification systems with Kafka, right? This you have to take care of it. Okay.
You should have knowledge of SL4J and structured logging, right, for testing and logging purpose. And how does the distributed tracing work using Zipkin? You should know. Like in my interview, I got coding questions to write singleton Java class. That was easy, and they've given me a list of names, and we have to print the first three alphabetically order using Java 8. Okay, so Java 8 is compulsory. We have to work on that.
Java 8 features compulsory. You have to work on that. How do you design a singleton class? What do you mean by singleton? They will ask you, right? So you have to work on that, that how a class can be designed such that once the object of that class is being generated, okay, that object cannot be recreated again. That class object that is being produced, single means one, ton means object, one object. Are you understanding now? So how does this class is designed to produce one object? That is the question. Is this clear? Okay.
Like the query also they ask, so we have to practice some queries also. uh, any questions?
What queries joins?
Yes, like a query to display unique department's name from employees, or a maximum and minimum salary for each job role.
Basic SQL queries,
Basic.
distinct records, maximum salary, joins, different types of joins. What is inner join, left join, right join? Okay. Now suppose when you're putting a project, let's say now you're going ahead and working with the appointment system for a doctor, then how is that the doctor's availability? Now for example, time is 1:30, so I should be able to do the booking only for future time. Booking for past time not allowed, booking for only current time, and basically the future time is allowed. So how will you do that, right? These all things you have to understand, because when you say your project, definitely cross questioning might happen. You're searching a doctor, you click on the book button. When you click on the book button, selecting a time, the time slot should not come from the previous one. Can April 22nd batch people do this? April 22nd batch. We have implemented the same stuff. Okay, that how does this work basically? And exactly, okay, schedulers, people are not mentioning. You have to also take care of schedulers concept in your Spring Boot. Okay, imagine now appointment is tomorrow. I want 1 hour before, one email should go automatically. How Spring schedulers you will use, that needs to be taken care of. Is this clear? Yes. Okay. Any other things?
Yes, like clearing interview is very easy according to me, but working there, it's the main purpose we have to fulfill.
So when you say working, you tell me how many months it has been since you joined?
1 month.
1 month. So is team supportive?
Yes, a team is supportive.
Ah.
Manager is also supportive. If you get a good TA, everything is.
So what
great.
happens most of the time when you join, the first month will go very tough. See, let's be very practical. Things will not go easy in the very first month. Definitely things will be tough because you're directly put into a project which is going on from last 8-10 years. Correct? Lot of coding is being done. And somewhere in the back of our mind, we will be scared looking at that huge code all of a sudden. But then many times what happens, team members, they become little cooperative and supportive. After 3 months is what we start getting adjusted. This will not happen that the very first month you joined and you're removed. They will give you time, and 3 months time will be required to understand the project. Is this clear? Be strong with your foundation. If the code writing is never done by you during the course, then you will find really tough when you join the company. So how much ever practicals you do it during the course, that will be beneficial for you when you join the company. The first 3 months, that tough time which you're talking about, slowly you will start understanding the things. Okay? Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. All right. Now, huh? Tara? Taranath? Tarak Nath. Okay, he got placed in Mercedes 10 LPA. Tarak Nath. Right, Tarak Nath is here, and he has got placed in Mercedes and has an experience of attending several interviews. He will share the questions with us. How many interviews you attended?
30.
30. मतलब 30 इंटरव्यूज दिया हुआ है, तो एक एक इंटरव्यू में 30 क्वेश्चंस पकड़ के चले.
Yeah, 28 to 25.
28
Yeah.
to 28 to 30, on an average 30. He has already has 900 questions encountered. And how many companies you got the offer?
7.
7. 7 companies he has got the offer from. Right? Congratulations. Okay, so we'll begin with the questions.
Yeah, sure.
अरे भाई शांति रखो. Don't talk, don't get up. Sit in one place. Listen to people carefully. Monthly only once this happens. Then after that, again, you will not get this opportunity to interact with them. Is this clear? Listen carefully, don't talk. बात मत करो. Full silence. अरे जिनकी जॉब लग गई अभी कंट्रोल करना मुश्किल है. अब जॉब लग गई, शादी का टाइम हो गया अभी, तो अभी हो सकता है वो बातें चल रही है, मेरे लिए लड़की देखना चालू कर दिया है, सेटल हो गया हो. राइट? दूसरा बोल रहा है मेरा तो एंगेजमेंट भी हो गया है. तो अभी सर का नहीं सुनेंगे, प्रॉबेबली शादी होने के बाद जिसका सुनना है उसी का सुनोगे. राइट? एनीवेज, लेट्स स्टार्ट.
As my friend Sohail has said, right, about core Java and like basic Spring Boot. I will not say that things, as you guys know, right? They ask these things, and these are basics. But I will ask about, I will say about like scenario-based questions, right? And it is very important because in this 30 interviews, I've encountered, I guess, like I've also given the interview of Apple, right? And they have asked like more scenario based questions on Kubernetes, right? I was not ready that time, and obviously I
You
didn't.
remember questions on Kubernetes, what they asked?
Yes,
Can you please tell them?
not exactly. I know it's been like 3
Did you
months.
really study Kubernetes?
Yes, but
Okay.
but sir, it was like Kubernetes is a vast, right? Right now I'm doing in like Azure in my recent company. So my team lead have said given me some course, and that course is like it's a vast course, right? So that's why I
Guide
think
the students what all they have to do. Now see,
Yes.
he's already working as a DevOps engineer.
not DevOps, senior software engineer,
Oh,
but
he's a senior, sorry,
but
he's a senior software engineer.
but what happened in Mercedes, they don't have like that DevOps teams and like any other team. You have to do do all the works, right?
All right. So Tarak, uh, you share the meeting ID to the back people who cannot listen. Suppose you're able to hear him, right?
Yes.
Backside
like this.
people. पीछे लोग सुन पा रहे हैं? Okay, please continue.
So basically, they mostly ask about like annotations, right? My team did basically. I'm saying about the last round, right, where my team did have like taken 90 minutes of interview. So they basically have asked about like annotations, right? Annotations in like component and service, difference between that, right? Beans and service. Also, they have like in basics they have like asked the database steps in Spring Boot, right? What you have to do, what you have to not. Then basically just a second. Yeah, in exception handling, they have asked about like difference between checked and unchecked exception, how to handle like unchecked exception, right? And difference between throws, and like can child throw and parent declare throws, right? In microservices, just a second. They've asked about design pattern and now I am working on circuit breaker pattern.
Design pattern, questions wise, no? What all design patterns they ask?
They have asked like factory data, right? About factory data, about circuit breaker, about Saga, right? I've not got that singleton one, like I've not got that question, but I got these 3 questions. And one
See,
more thing.
resilience design pattern, circuit breaker,
Yes.
kind of important
Yes.
because that will help you, to understand when one service fails or anything goes wrong, what we need to do there. Saga design pattern, these are the two commonly asked questions in microservices, that is must and should. Because I've heard this from many students. Saga design pattern, resilience design pattern, we have to focus on that. We'll be doing it. Is this clear? Okay.
Right now, in my current story or like current task, right, in Jira, I got to upgrade Spring Boot 3.38 to 3.5.6, right? So in that, they were using Hystrix, right? Hystrix, that Netflix one. But now I have to change that into like from Hystrix to Resilience 4J, right? So you should know, right? You should know these things. You will got to know about like these things from sir as well, and you guys can like explore YouTube as well. There are like many channels, but I'm saying that after you got into work, right? Interview is not a hard thing, I guess. Like I've given 30 interviews, but like after that 30 interviews, I don't think that interview is a hard thing. If you will get into job, if your TL, like team lead, is very good, right, and he understands you, so you'll not get any like burdens and like that pressure that if I'll get like fire or not. So that's the thing. Yeah.
Right. So he has questions that has been prepared, students. I'll be taking these questions. I'll be sharing with all of you. And he has, in a pretty good way, he has taken the printout, which I really appreciate. Usually people, they do a handwritten thing. Okay, she forced you to do that, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she have already done that.
Fine. So these questions, when it is given like this, no, it becomes very helpful for us. Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct. I'll be sharing these questions with you. Don't worry. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. Okay, Tarak.
Yes.
And
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
all right. Who is the next candidate? Sangeeta. Next candidate. 10 LPA. Right. Okay. She got placed in Global Logic with 10 LPA package. Please sit down, Sangeeta. All right, I'm extremely sorry. One small correction. She has finished 4 years in Global Logic. She's my 4 years old student. No. Yeah. So she's been working in Global Logic from last 4 years, and I'm sure her journey of last 4 years. There's a lot to speak on that. Okay, so Sangeeta, please tell all our students how your journey started and what all things you started learning, and today what are the skills that you have developed, what work you're doing in the company.
Sure. Hello everyone. So I got trained in full stack Java developer. So I have given interviews for Java itself, and I got placed in Global Logic where I have got training on DevOps, and now I'm carrying for near to 4 years of experience as a DevOps engineer. So before 3 years, whatever the question was asked, I will discuss that. And currently, what the question they're asking on the DevOps and the Java, I'll discuss that as well. So first, they will be asking about your the project. What is the structure you're following? What is the flow you're following in terms of MVC architecture, microservices? Why microservices you're using in your project? Why what monolithic application was not doing, and what microservices will come with the skill that you have to explain it. After that, they will ask you about the APIs, like what APIs you are using, You can say like REST API, and they will ask you about the @REST controller layer, where you have to explain that what that layer is doing and what annotation you are using. You can explain about the CRUD operation as well, why what the annotation you are using for all this. And moreover, they have asked about how to create an immutable class. So it's not only about just giving the definition will help. It will ask in your project where you have implemented these concepts. Let's say they will ask you about which OOPS concept you have used in your project. If you are unable to take any one example, let's say you don't know about the overriding, you can manipulate with like, I'm not aware of overriding, but definitely I have used encapsulation concept in my project, and how it works. You can just tell it, because theoretically knowledge it won't work. Rest, apart from that, you can just tell them what exactly you have done. It's small information also, it will work. They are not tell you to write a coding on that, but one small logic also will work on that. When it comes about Java 8 features, so there they have asked about optional class. So it's not a definition. They will ask you in your project where you have used the optional class, in lambda expression where you have used in your project. After using all this concept, like what problems you are facing, how you have resolved it. Like they will ask you about the errors, 500 error, how you are rectifying it. You can go to GraphSQL, GraphQL commands. They will ask you all this. So any practically like now you are doing the coding and all, right? What sir is teaching you. So while doing also we get some error, right? So you can explain that error also. While doing the coding, we used to get this error, how you used to debug it. Small to small error also if you're facing, because without error, nobody has done the coding. So small error also if you're facing, you can just tell in interviews as well. Like this is how I was facing the issues and I have resolved in this way. When it comes to hash map, they will ask you about the difference between hash map and concurrent hash map. Why, if it is synchronized also, how it is fast. So you have to give the example of that, right? And I'll tell you about the few questions also. Like, if you are currently working in your project, what ideas you have given to enhance that project skill? What ideas you have given so that your project will have that skill, or your project will get 1+ mark. So you can just tell what application you are working on. Any suggestion will make them confidence, yes, you are working in it and you have the knowledge in it. So when it comes to DevOps, so DevOps, they will ask you about the complete flow. Let's say how the deployment is happening, from the developer pushing code to the GitHub to the deployment. They will ask you each and everything. How Docker is taking place, how Kubernetes you are using in your project, right? From the Docker image creation build, from the Kubernetes you are helping, and how you are managing the secrets. Let's say you are having the API password, right? And you are having the database secrets. You can't mention in the GitHub. That is not secure at all. How you are managing the configuration data, how you are managing the secrets, they will ask you. So you have to answer that. And moreover, they will ask you each and every concept, but their main focus will be how you are able to resolve the issues. In Kubernetes, let's say your deployment is failing, your server is down. How will you resolve it? What you will check first? So what command you are using to check that, right? Let's say if Kubernetes concept you are using it, one pod is getting filled. What command you are using to check that pod is working or not? What is the pod health, node health? How you are checking it, right? All these things they will ask you. Basic Docker commands they can ask you as per your experience, right? So these and all the real-time scenario also, few things if you are able to answer, they will be like okay. Any questions from your end so far? Day-to-day activity. So day-to-day activity, like we are working on Jira, we are getting the certain task. Let's say we have today deployment based on the 15 days and the 30 days as a release process. So whatever the bug has been fixed from the developer, we have to merge that code, right? The merge will happen, but we have to take that updated code and we have to do deployment, so that there will be a 3 server, right? Development, production and staging. So final deployment when we will be doing, that will be in production. And with before that, if it is a code freeze, it will be happening in staging, right? So there you have to, whatever the changes you are doing for one application is there, let's say facebook.com, you have to do some application, you have to do some changes. So it will be deployed to the staging first, and then everything is working fine, then you have to go to production. So blue green deployment will take place. Blue deployment means if something is working fine, it is a previous code. And green deployment means it is your current, like, live deployment, live application. If something is breaking, you have to do rollback and you have to go to your previous version of the application. So this is the day-to-day activity we are doing in terms of deployment.
Right. See, after joining company, how many days it took for you to settle down? Tell us that feeling the first day when you're in the company. We all have that fear within us. But how many days does it take for any individual, an average student? We're not talking about there are smart students, there are average students. I want to know an average student how many days he would take and what support companies they do provide.
So when I have joined, I have got 3 months of training in DevOps, sir.
Okay, so there are some companies at times when you don't have that skills, they invest on training as well. And since the people providing training 8 hours full day, you're taking only training, so that learning is again very beautiful, right? Very realistic, beautiful, and you definitely gain more skills for your future. So it is like asset, correct? So a lot of companies sometimes they do this. Like just now also one student just before her, I think Sohel was so Sohel he got the questions on Java, but they put him into different domain. So I'm sure when they put them into different domain without training they cannot. So even when you get hired and they're telling you that we'll put you on Salesforce, example. So the programming in Salesforce is very similar to Java. So there you get an advantage of learning the things from beginning again, right? So anything else you want to guide them?
So if you are going for Java, you should have the basic knowledge on DevOps as well, because they are expecting few knowledge on DevOps like Docker, Kubernetes, and Jenkins. For a beginners, it is for me. It was like online training. It was a completely training, no work. 3 months of training, and after that, we will be getting into the projects. So they have completed Ansible, Terraform, Kubernetes, Docker, Jenkins, and other AWS services. So we are using AWS cloud provider. So there all services, API gateway, S3, EC2, EKS, and I guess all these services we have used it.
Right. So she's working on EKS, Terraform, right? So she's good with HCL, HashiCorp, configuration language, good at that, creating infrastructure, using Terraform, how it is done. This all idea you should be, if you're having it, then learning becomes more quick. So you already know something. And then again a training when you're getting on that, it becomes little quick. But cracking interview itself, this is required now. The trend has changed. DevOps with backend, you have to add that. That's for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Coming
you so
after
much.
4 years and giving your weekend is something a big sacrifice actually. Right. Thank you so much. Bhumika, Monica, sorry. Monica, HCL. Okay, she's working for HCL. So Monica, please come on stage. She's got a package of 7 LPA, and please be seated. So, when did you join HCL, Monica? Your mic won't disappear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
हाँ.
Yeah, I have completed 8 months
थोड़ा
actually.
माइक नजदीक करो. थोड़ा जोर से बोलना पड़ेगा.
Hello. Yeah, I have completed 8 months in HCL. Like I am like even I will feel little tricky when I start to give interview because I'm passed out here is like recently, so I couldn't
When you
able
say
to,
recently passed out, you're 2024?
yeah,
Okay, passed out in 2024 and got a job in 2024.
yeah,
Okay, somewhat end of
yeah,
2024.
yes. Like even I feel difficulty. I felt like I failed more than 50 interviews actually, but later I cracked. Like I feel like I couldn't able to crack the interviews, but later I got nice response from the client. Yeah, like that only I have placed right now. Like I am working. I got many futures. Like I have completed like 2 to 3 futures.
Okay, she has already completed some development activities, some features development she has done. अरे सुनो सुनो बातें मत करो एक दूसरे से. Right? Listen carefully what they are telling. She's 2024 passed out. She got a job. She gave a client interview, which means in some companies, after joining, you have to also give a client interview. After the client interview, now what work she has done? Listen.
Yeah, I have completed 2 to 3 in the like futures. Like even first time
What
I
features did you complete, Monica? Tell them.
like from backend only. Like some simple future like I need to debug one like SQL like one name like SQL query name that then I need to debug from which file it is coming. I need to delete that file like where it is updating and where it is saving like that. Simple I am saying it is a like simple future I have worked on. And one more feature like I need to add some radios buttons in between the UI. That is like using JSP. Actually we learned a little bit in JSP, but I have worked more on JSPs and like PS files and all. Yeah, that's
Right, working on JSPs is actually tough, but she's able to do that because that's very old technology and it is very cumbersome. Working on JSPs is not favorable, but good that you're working on that and now you're comfortable.
yeah,
Because JSP, when you get a project with JSP, it is like you're landing on Mars and you're not able to find out anything कि कहाँ से शुरू करे क्या करे इतना गंदे तरीके से कोड लिखा रहेगा because lot of people they'll write off Java code inside JSP, half of Java code here. Now debugging becomes a little challenging there.
yeah. In actually in our company we do not have a debugging also. Like we need to debug by using method name only. We are not having like step in step out what's are told. We need to debug with the name method name only. That is critical. Like who is able to debug by using method name and class name, they are able to survive easily in company. That's what I
Right.
felt.
So thank you so much. Okay. Any other questions? Do you have it for her? Any questions? Who is your client is asking?
Like USA.
Huh?
USA. USA.
USA.
Yeah.
That's
Project.
project.
Yeah.
That's the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Country so itself like that is only project name also.
Oh, project name is only USA.
Yeah.
Right. Nice. देखो अभी फोटो लेने वाले फंस गए क्योंकि अभी बीच बीच में लोग उठ के जा रहे. One alumni meet we do it. 4 5 candidates not finished already tired. You said call many, call many, call many. Moment people come, all people are now. You have to now have patience. Nobody will get up and go. If you get up and go, I'll not allow you for class from tomorrow. ये कोई उठ के जा रहा है तो देख लेना. हाँ? कीर्ति. कीर्ति 7.5 LPA got placed in Geo company. When did you get placed? Recent?
Actually, I can speak in my own because I need to rush.
Okay. Speak. You got trained, is it? Sit.
Hi all.
You closer and loud.
Hi all. Can you all able to hear me? No?
That is the reason I use students.
Yeah. Hi all. Yeah. I just want to tell you something like how to be stable in the company. Just like 2 minutes, bear me. Uh, First of all, just focus on learning debugging. This is the main thing you can do and sustain the company, because you need to find out the where is the root cause. Then only you can able to do whatever the changes can be done in the ticket or story they assign to you. This is the where I can suggest to learn debugging. And one more thing, focus on the subject whatever sir told. You need to be daily practicing that, or else you won't be able to make it there, because you don't understand the code they are seeing all those things. So follow the sir steps. And then one more thing I can tell you is, mm, like whenever you go to company now, don't hesitate. From the day one you start questioning them. If you don't question, you'll be like blank. To the end of the day, you'll be finding they'll be expecting everything from you. If you're quiet, they'll think you know everything. So obviously nothing you know. So you need to struggle there, and you need to know how to work. Then that's what my suggestion is. Day one you go question, 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 question. Whenever you question, you'll get some output from there, and so they'll help you how to be, how to work, what to do what. So you will not know anyway. See, I work in the big company like Agio B2C, where it is 25 microservices are there. So you know you can't debug very easy. It is not so easy to debug there. So generally what I tell now, just go question. They'll tell you what to do. Seniors will be there working from a long time there, so they'll suggest you what to do. So that based on that only you can do whatever you can do. See, going sitting there in the front of laptop and thinking, oh I can manage something, do the chat GPT, that this and all, that never works, bro. It's honest. Chat GPT will finally throw you hand from the company only, but it will support, but not to, up to the mark. So I suggest you just go to them and question, and they'll suggest you the changes also, so that you can refer chat GPT later. In the initial stage, only don't do the chat GPT thing and go to the your manager or team lead. They'll immediately tell you go to PAP, and that thing and all will happen. So I suggest you to work hard, like subject, focus on subject. Debugging is very main thing. So without knowing debugging, you can't do anything exactly. Just learn debugging and subject. Be strong on basics also. That is the only thing people doesn't know. I see many people will be attending interview. I help a lot of people here, but people doesn't know what is Java version they use in the company, or Java, what. Whenever they ask, some interviewers ask, tell me the version you use in your company. They hesitate to tell. People doesn't know to tell that also. Be focused on the versions, everything, basic questions. Be strong. So this, thank you for being me, because I have a little developer sign off at 2:30. I need to be to my laptop. Thank you. If you have anyone ask any questions, can ask me. I can clear you. Do anyone have any questions?
Any questions, guys?
Yeah.
Ah.
Like see, and one more thing I can tell you that never focus on only the things you learned here, because you need to be ready to learn new things. Because I learned Java, Spring Boot, this thing, but I'm working on totally different technologies with this thing
What
also.
technologies you're working on?
So I'm using new tools like Tipco, Kafka. So Kafka you are teaching that. So Tipco is there. There is Temporal. There is a lot of things. Azure DevOps.
So how did you learn that? Also tell them.
Like
because
that's what you need to just refer the what first learn whatever exactly you need to the time, then keep learning whenever you get the chance, like
So
weekends
are
and
you
all.
getting support from the company to learn?
No, there is no support from the company, but people there who are seniors now, they can help you, like what to focus, what will work there, so that you need to be questioning the people. That's what whenever you go to some company, just question to the people. You need, without questioning, I was like sitting initial days, like 1 month I was sitting expecting, oh they'll tell something. After 1 month they initially started assigning tasks. I was like blank and not able to do that. So I was like struggling. Then one of the senior I asked, what were you doing from these days, they asked me. So initially I later on they told me to suggest me question, bro. Whenever you question only, you will get to know the points, then only you can do something, or else you can't do anything. Just question people. I see my friends, a lot of my friends also go join companies, right? They also struggle because of this only. They hesitate to go to the people, approaching the people. If you, there is nothing wrong in approaching, because you never worked on the technologies. You can directly tell, I have not worked on the technologies. You need some support, and question what is this, what is that. They'll definitely help you. There is nothing like they won't help you. So just question and start learning. Best debugging practice is the best practice you can do. Debug and then learn the tech. Give your time to learning things. Later on and we can play. When initial stages, give timings, get time to the learning the things. That's all I can tell you.
So guys, what happens? Development is like ocean.
Yeah.
It is like you're middle of the ocean, and the learning of technology entire your life, as long as you're in company, will not get over. So one thing as a developer you have to remember, today you're working in this company, they're using certain tools. To change a job, they will not use that. They might have their own certain implementations and you have to be ready to pick that up. But now you have to find out a way. If it is self-learning, how do I do it? Right? So that self-learning mechanism is kind of very important. So you need to find out resources, senior support. If you notice, one of the most common thing is obviously a person working on the same project from last 10 years and a person suddenly joined, how he would know what's happening from last 10 years? So when you question them politely, not rudely, right? You question them politely, nicely, that look, I have not worked on these things. I don't have much knowledge on these things. So how does this work? Don't directly ask them, train me. How does this work? Then probably they'll share some links. They will share some material. Go through this. If you have some doubts, I will help you out with that. So that conversation has to happen. Probably you can start during, your coffee break, tea break, right? These things you need to start doing it. Or while you're in the company, there's a colleague next to you, right? Slowly find out a time when you can ask him. But don't start behaving like a kid. For every small thing we start asking. That should not happen. So somewhere maturity plus questions asking skills, and obviously when you're swimming in a swimming pool, we directly throw in ocean, there has to be a difference. Correct? So and every company when you join, you will notice that understanding the project will take time because every project will be different. So it will take time for you to understand from the business point of view how it is working, who is your client, what is the business logic they're using there. Technology are clear, but what about the business logic? That's where to understand the business logic, debugging skills can save you. That is what he's trying to tell you. Okay?
Exactly.
Right. Right. Who's the next candidate? Ashish Kumar. Ashish Kumar got placed with 10 LPA. CTS Tech. So Ashish, guide them with the questions.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Ashish Kumar and I am belong to Agra. So the question is, they asked me in several companies, what is the difference between JVM, JRE, and JDK? And the main thing is, what is the internal working of JVM? And the main thing is in JVM, which algorithm is used in JVM internally? And like, tell me the difference uh, between a hash map and concurrent hash map, and which one is like a thread safe or which one is not thread safe. And one thing is, what is the terminal operation? What is the terminal operation? And solid principle they ask me. And one thing is, write the program to make the class immutable, and write the program to make a class singleton. That is the thing they ask me. And one thing is, what is the authentication and authorization? So this is the, and what is the controller and the rest controller? What is the difference between? So this is the, like, they ask me the questions. And they ask me the Angular question also. Then how to create a component, and how to communicate a component with how to communicate a component in between the Angular services, and one question they are in UI part, how to intercept work in Angular side. So this is the question they generally ask you in interviews. And in database side, they are like, I ask you a few more questions like write the query of second highest salary, and what is the difference between view and table and store procedure. That is that is the thing they ask me. Yeah, I use the AI tool ChatGPT and Copilot. Any anything? Huh? Wha- Interview experience actually. ऑनलाइन इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना है क्या वो बोलना पड़ेगा ना ऑनलाइन है ना लाइव है ना बोलना पड़ेगा ना इसमें वो पूछ रहा है कि ChatGPT यूज करके अपने ऑनलाइन इंटरव्यू में वो पूछ रहा है तो बताओ कैसे वो नहीं बताऊंगा हाँ सो ऑल सो इंटरव्यू में तो हेल्प होता ही है भाई आ, I write the code on online compiler. First, they give you the problem statement, and you have to analyze this code and how to solve it, and which algorithm you use, and which like technique you use to resolve the question. So, firstly, analyze the question, and then you have to write down on Notepad or either the online compiler or like in IntelliJ IDEA or Eclipse. You have to write down anything. Yeah. So and you also use like when you write the code firstly you open firstly you prefer the notepad first just because of there is a no error or error correction sorry there is a no errors showing on the notepad so you have to prefer the notepad first and then you have to prefer the online compiler so this is the you write the code on the online compiler or notepad. No, no. As of now, I don't have any experience of offline interviews. Just because of I receive only the call or virtual mode, so that's why. If I'm getting the chance to, and I will definitely go there. So yeah. So first thing you have to maintain the consistency of your what you are doing in coding. So you have to maintain yourself by doing like a code or sir taught you each and everything, and you have to follow that way. Only the thing is. The common question is basically they ask you in core Java what is the difference between interface and abstraction class and what is the immutability and how to make your class immutable and what is the difference between finalize and finally keyword and where we use in that scenario and one thing they ask me how to create a class with singleton in thread safe environment. So this is the like they ask you in Java and one is the like solid principle and the in solid principle, one part of they ask me create a class with Lisco. This is the you have to create a class, and the class followed the Lisco principle. So they ask me.
Guys, one more thing. I'm being very transparent and open. See what students are telling. 95% I will attempt to cover that. 95%. 5% questions might not be a part of my syllabus.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm telling this upfront and very clearly. 95% whatever I'm teaching will cover all what they're telling, but 5% questions, it is something, it will vary in companies. So there are two ways to handle it. One, take the questions given by them. When you at the end of syllabus compare, you will realize, okay, 95% sir has covered, 5% I have to prepare on that. So that we have to be ready with it. Second, you don't know these things, directly in interview tell, sorry, I have not worked on it. Try to answer at least 80% of the questions in interview, and rest which you don't know, tell I don't know. That will be accepted, but don't give wrong answers in interview. That's why these questions are why important, because what is he telling? It's not frequently asked for all. Now his friend, for example, got placed. He might have not got these questions, but he got that. That's why these question banks, when you follow, the coverage will become 100%. Are you understanding? See, 100% accuracy,
Yeah.
95% तक मैं पूरा कवर करके दे सकता हूँ. 5% आपको प्लेस स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर रिलाई करना है. Okay?
Yes. So yesterday night I attended the one interview, and he asked me what is the internal working of JVM and which algorithm it is used. So I'm stuck there. Which algorithm they use? So I just simply
sorry,
say,
I
sorry,
never
I
got
don't
that opportunity to explore that, so I could not do it.
So
Simple.
ऐसा मना कर सकते हैं, उसमें ऐसा नहीं है. Most of the 75% question they ask me and I'll answer them, and 25% they ask you the out of the box. So I deny that I don't know the actual answer of this thing, and I don't remember that.
See, very important thing is, whoever has got placed here, no, don't think they've answered 100%.
Yeah.
Right. ये point clear करो, कितना percent answer देना पड़ता है, देखो ये बता रहा है.
75 to 80% you have to answer all the question, but 80% answer, but the 20% remaining you have to say, sorry, I don't know and I don't remember right now. That's the thing only.
100% answer दे के यहाँ पे कोई भी बच्चा नहीं बैठा हुआ है जो प्ले. कोई है यहाँ पे 100% answer देने वाला? Anyone?
If you like attempt the 100%.
अदनान ने दिया होगा. अदनान ने दिया 100%. हाँ? 100% answers देना is like impossible.
Yeah.
समझे क्या? तो don't have that mindset. पता नहीं है बोल दो. Be confident. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay? तो घबराना नहीं है. But what is constructor पूछा और I don't know, आप गए.
And I am facing some like challenges. If when I write down the code on Notepad, they might be expect you have to explain each line one by one when you write the code. Yeah, there's the thing that you have to write the code. You at least you know what is the thing is might going to be happen.
So what is important, when you're writing the code on a notepad, don't copy from ChatGPT, because they'll now explain the code what you have written. They want to analyze, have you copied from ChatGPT? And even if you're copying from ChatGPT, what you're copying, apply mind and copy.
Yeah.
Because during interview, friend बगल में बैठा है, मोबाइल फोन ऑन करके दिखा रहा है, ये कोड है, आप टाइप कर रहे हो और आपको पता ही नहीं आप क्या टाइप कर रहे हो.
Yeah.
You should not do that. Is this clear? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Adnan, next candidate. Please come on stage. Yeah. Right.
Hello
so
everyone.
Adnan has got placed in one of the company with 8 LPA. So Adnan will share his experience
Hello everyone.
ये क्लास में सोते ही रहता था. हाँ नहीं क्या? Right, serious. I remember used to sit here, left hand side. मेरे हिसाब से 5वें बेंच पे उसका फिक्स्ड पोजीशन था. हाँ? मेमोरी अच्छी है मेरी. Right. Okay. Let's start.
Okay. I won't talk much about questions. All I'll say is about how to crack the interview. First of all, be on yourself, confident what you know. Learn as more as possible. Don't limit to only certain topics. Topics like what sir is teaching. That's the most important thing. First, complete that thing. After that, prefer other topic like not don't limit yourself to certain design pattern, one or two like singleton, saga. There are multiple design pattern. If you learn that, it's not about the clearing the interview questions. It's about the cracking the method, how things are getting implemented into real world. And learn as much as possible anything related to Java, Spring Boot or a project. Learn more. That will help you to clear the scenario based questions. Like if you learn DevOps, it will help you in clearing the scenario based question on Java. Also, the design pattern will help you to tackle the most of the scenario based questions. These are the very basic thing. And focus on your coding questions, like solving all the coding questions which are repeatedly asked in the interviews. Solve yourself. If you're perfect on that coding question, nobody can stop you placing in as early as possible. Focus on coding questions. That is the most important. Don't rely on chat gpt. If you rely, but you have to know the coding question. You can copy the coding, but not the entire thing, logic and all. You should know the logic. You should be able to explain the logic by yourself. That should be the talent. And the other thing I would say, try to go offline is more recommendable from my side. That is the most thing helped me in multiple jobs. Thank you. If you have any questions. It's not about you going through hackerrank or anything. If you give interview, they will ask you questions, coding question. You have to remember that each and every question and go into deep, not just the scratch part, not just the upper layer. Oh, I know this. You should investigate into the deeper part of it. If you know something, know it properly. If you don't know, don't know. Don't go into it.
I'll be very clear and honest on this part. See, everybody who was studying here are not above average student. Let's understand this. We have to find a way to get a job for average students. If he's an above average student, he would not sit here. Now, when we talk about hacker rank, lead code and all, even after practicing all, still you will not get the same questions in interview. Your accuracy would have improvised. But what happens with average students? They start giving up the courses and they'll never be able to find a job at all ever. So we have to find an easy way to find a job. See, the whole thought process is like, I'm giving 10 interviews. Are all 10 interviews they're asking lead code and hacker rank? That's the first question what I have it as a trainer. And the same thing even you will have it as a student. Now might be in that, let's say 4 companies are asking. 60% companies are not asking, but 40% companies are asking. For that 40% of the questions what they are asking on hacker rank or lead code, should I trouble my students so much that it becomes a nightmare and they give up coding only and that hope of getting an IT company will be gone? Because most of the people coming here is, some of them have, failed in colleges. 60% is aggregate. What is your aggregate?
I was topper.
Topper. ये topper था, चलो अच्छी बात है. Right, but I've got cases 58% निकाला है. There are BCom people. So what strategies we are following, I can give you an assurity. 10-15 इंटरव्यू में एक ऑफर लेटर 2 ऑफर लेटर निकल जाएगा. उसके लिए आपको इतना सब झंझटमारी करने की जरूरत नहीं. Right? And when you are practicing on hacker rank also, my question is, are you using that in the company?
No.
How many people here prepared on hacker rank and then joined the company? Please raise your hand. Here, place students prepared on hacker rank.
Hacker rank is never
हाँ
helpful.
नहीं, ये कंपनी में यूज किया जा रहा है क्या?
नहीं.
नहीं ना. So this
What?
is to test your logical thinking.
Logical. What I meant saying focus on coding question is the logic you need to explain, not to write. On explanation, if you see some code, what is working, you should know that logic.
And guys, the right now only one purpose that we should have it is what? We have to get a job.
Get a job.
And we have to make our roadmap easy. If you make your roadmap tough, definitely we'll have the challenges tomorrow. So don't think one who is doing hacker rank will get job quickly. I'm telling you our approach per day I'm telling you 2-3 calls will come. Chalo, let's take per week only 5 calls. Out of that 5 calls, can I tell 60% of the syllabus what we have covered will match with the companies?
95.
95%. 95% it matches, which means out of every 5 companies, at least 3-4 companies are straight away asking what we are learning. So do you want to run behind the mass companies or few companies? Data structures, hacker rank, I would recommend for grade A companies. Google, Apple, Meta. वहां पे जॉब ओपनिंग ही नहीं होती है, तो जॉब कहां से लोगे? Microsoft, you don't even get the job openings. This product based companies which I'm talking, how many numbers are there? Are they plenty?
No.
So when you go for face to face interview, this coding round also will reduce. Because
Face
they
to
don't
face.
have laptop only. Apply common sense. See, Adnan says go for offline interview. I think I heard that mentioning. When is आपने बताया था ये?
सारे मेरे ऑफलाइन ही है.
ये सारे ऑफलाइन ही जा रहा है. अब यहाँ पे बच्चे घबरा रहे ऑफलाइन जाने. Offline, you don't have systems only. Where will they get the coding done? Not always, but 80-90% आपका कोडिंग नोट होगा नहीं. पेपर देगा, छोटा प्रोग्राम लिखाएगा, रेज्यूमे से क्वेश्चन पूछेगा, कॉन्फिडेंस दिखेगा, सेलेक्टेड.
The first thing is you have to build the confidence and you should know how the coding work. That's it. You should not know the logic for every question. You should not be able to. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you what the code is showing in the chat GPT, whatever the question is, you should be capable of explaining that. Only that's it.
And see what happens, every opinion is different. अभी आप एक प्लेस से बोलोगे नहीं भाई आपको ये पढ़ना है, दूसरा बोलेगा ये पढ़ना है. हर एक का ओपिनियन अलग होता है बिकॉज उसने वो एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है. बट एज ए ट्रेनर हमने सभी स्टूडेंट्स को एक्सपीरियंस किया हुआ है, तो हमें पता रहता है कि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स कैसे प्लेस हो रहे. राइट. सो आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन इज डोंट मेक सो टफ फॉर योरसेल्फ, जहां पे यू नो इतना टफ प्रिपरेशन करने के बाद आप भी वही पैकेज ले रहे हो, ये भी वही पैकेज ले रहा है, इसका भी ग्रोथ अच्छा, आपका भी अच्छा, तो डिफरेंस क्या है? एक बार कंपनी में जाने के बाद अभी एक लड़की है ग्लोबल लॉजिक 4 साल से काम कर रही है. अब डेफिनेटली व्हेन शी चेंजेस द जॉब शी विल गेट अ गुड पैकेज. सो यू शुड बी स्मार्ट इनफ टू गेट अ गुड जॉब विद गुड पैकेज. आफ्टर यू वर्क इन कंपनी फॉर 3 इयर्स आपके पास वो स्किल्स ऑटोमेटिकली और स्ट्रांग होने वाला है. ओके, राइट? हाँ. Anything else, Adnan?
No, nothing.
Okay, right. Okay, next candidate. अरे क्या सब मर्सिडीज वाले ही बच्चे मिल रहे हैं आज? हाँ, फराज मर्सिडीज बेंज he has got placed. Smart, handsome guy. So he's Amir Khan of our academy.
Hello everyone. आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
हाँ?
Hello.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलना है.
Hello
Right.
everyone. So I've been working for Mercedes-Benz for past 1 year.
Guys, don't talk. Please maintain silence. We are doing this for you guys to understand what's happening, right? हाँ.
Yeah. So I've been working for Mercedes-Benz for past 1 year, and I was a 2023 passed out student. And since I joined PSA, mostly it was the basics which sir started with, and we moved on to with the Spring Boot, Spring Securities, and everything. So basically, what I'm trying to say is focus on what you are studying right now, and the questions which are going to be asked. Since I attended the interview, it's been quite long, but as I've heard most of the students which already told that they are getting questions from Spring Boot, Java. So basically, that the same questions we are also getting at the time, but mostly prepare on the basics of the Java Spring Boot and everything. And microservices is like right now in my company also, we were using microservices. Earlier, to be very frank, I don't have any knowledge on microservices, but they gave me a chance on working on microservices to upskill myself. I didn't get any opportunity to work directly with that, explicitly with that microservices, but it was a part later on which added it into my project. So along with that, since I also don't have any experience on DevOps part, but they asked me to upskill myself, which I did, and I also take care of the DevOps part as well in my company.
Right, very good. See, always understand one step at a time. Correct? So when you join the company, again you're taking one step, challenges will be there. Then again further you move. 3 months later, definitely slowly confidence gaining will start. But the first 3 months, you have to be very serious. You have to be very highly dedicated. Right? So tell us your journey of first 3 months in the company.
So first 3 months, basically, when we started, I was not quite very sure like how it will go, but it was a very smooth experience. It also depends upon the particular team and managers which you are into, and I was lucky at that time because I got one senior which I asked him from, but it was not like I'll go and ask him every silly questions and all. But the thing is, he was very helpful, and later on that project was assigned to me independently, and still now I'm working on that project independently. So this was a journey, and at that particular time, I started with first of all with the KTs, which was already done, and after that, which the senior which used to train me or help me at that time, he also left that company. So yeah, this was a quite challenging journey as well, I can say.
Thank you. I hope you got an idea now. Somewhere senior support will be there, but if our luck is bad and we join a company where seniors are not supportive, I'm sure you have to come out of the company and go to another company. This might happen because the environment is all to do with people around us. If people around us are not good, environment is not good. So it is the same way in the company. When you join a company, if your seniors are supportive, then what happens is you start feeling confident. But at times, very rarely this might happen that seniors are not supportive. Then you have to leave the job, go for another job. But this will not keep happening every time until and unless you have got very bad deeds in your life. पिछले जन्मों का कर्म वो पीछा छोड़ेगा नहीं फिर. Yes or no? Right? Otherwise, company में senior supportive हो जाते. I'm listening this from almost the third student. Right? Third or fourth student I'm listening this from. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, God bless you. All right, next candidate we have Vikas. Please come on stage. Aman, I'm calling them together because they're always together. अब ये स्टोरी अलग है इन लोगों की. इन्होंने कोर्स साथ में किया, कंपनी भी साथ में ज्वाइन की, शायद से शादी भी साथ में ही होगी. राइट? बिकॉज जहां जहां जाते साथ में जाते, तो मैंने बोला चेयर साथ में लगाओ. राइट? दैट इज द रीजन आई सेड आई विल शिफ्ट द कैमरा. ओके, या दैट इज आई थिंक more clear. So these guys are close friends who started the course. Then after that, first he got placed in one of the company, did not like it. I think it was you. Huh? He joined and he came running to me, telling that sir, manager ekdam ganda hai. Right? And he came running evening 7 o'clock. Okay, ye manager ekdam ganda hai, and he came out. And I think by then he got a job. So he was the person got a job. He also got a job. I don't want to mention the company's name here. And then after what happened is, after he joins, he also got the job in the same company. Right? And now they are working in the same company together. It's been 1.5 years. Huh? It's been 2 years. So they are like that Sholay movie. क्या था वो? जय वीरू. हाँ, तो इसमें एक जय और एक वीरू है, तो हमेशा साथ साथ मतलब एक ही साथ दिखेंगे लगभग. यू आर इन 5 years फ्रेंड्स, इज इट? 5 साल से फ्रेंड. तो पहले आपकी फ्रेंडशिप कॉलेज है तो फ्रेंडशिप कैसे हुई वो बताओ पहले हम लोगों को. राइट, विल स्टार्ट विद दैट. यस और नो? या प्लीज सिट डाउन. I will adjust the camera, no problem. Sit. Video. Okay, and be a little closer.
So first of all, thank you sir. और शादी करेंगे साथ में करेंगे लेकिन अलग अलग लड़कियों से, ऐसा नहीं है. और बाकी फ्रेंडशिप की बात रही तो हम लोग पिछले 5 साल से एक साथ में. सो वी हैव वन कॉमन फ्रेंड देयर. तो उसके थ्रू हम दोनों मिले थे. उसके बाद अच्छी फ्रेंडशिप हो गई, फिर जानने पहचानने लगे एक दूसरे को. फिर डिसाइड किए चलते हैं हैदराबाद गए, तैयारी वगैरह किए कॉलेज के बाद में. फिर पता चला सर के बारे में, तो सर के पास आए तो सर से सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस की कि ऐसी ऐसी चीज़ें. तो सर बोले कि हाँ ले लो, कोर्सेज वगैरह ले लो, तुम अलग से पढ़ते रहो, उसके बाद जो भी होता है देखते हैं. फिर हम लोग तैयार हो गए. 2-2.5 महीने लगे थे हम लोग को तैयार होने में. सो उसके बाद सर से डिस्कस किए कि कैसे इंटरव्यू कैसे देना होता है, क्या चीज़ें, बहुत सारी चीज़ें थी, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन थे. तो उसके बाद सर ने बताया कि ऐसे तैयारी करो, ये ऐसे क्वेश्चन आएंगे, उसके बाद एलुमनी मीट, ये सब चीज़ें देखा. तो उसके बाद कॉन्फिडेंस आया. फिर इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट किए हम लोग. फिर ऑफर लेटर आए, दोनों के 5-5 ऑफर लेटर आए 21 दिन में. उसके बाद क्या हुआ कि मैंने कंपनी ज्वाइन की. आई ज्वाइंड ओला एक्चुअली. सो उसके बाद जो कंपनी का मैनेजर था वो बहुत गंदा था. इतना गंदा कि समझ लीजिए 11 बजे रात तक बैठा के रखता था. बोलता था स्ट्रिंग क्यों लगाए, मैप क्यों नहीं लगाए. सो देयर आई नीड टू एक्सप्लेन टू हिम व्हाई आई यूज स्ट्रिंग, व्हाई आई डिडंट यूज मैप, एवरीथिंग ही नीड टू नो. So in that case, for anyone, no one will able to survive there. Okay. So after 2 months, I came back to sir and told like, sir, I am not able to survive here. अब आगे कैसे हो काम. तो सर बोले कोई नहीं, चलते हैं, देखते हैं क्या होता है, अभी स्टार्ट करो फिर से इंटरव्यू. फिर मैंने इंटरव्यू फिर से स्टार्ट किया. एक ही कंपनी में भाई ने रिफरल दिया. उसके बाद उसी कंपनी में एक ही बार में मेरा हो गया. उसके बाद सर के पास आए, सर ने बोला कि सही है, ज्वाइन करो, और एक दूसरे से बात मत करना वहाँ पे. तो बात नहीं किए हम लोग वहाँ पे गए. अब ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है. फिर कैफेटेरिया मिले तो मेरा इसका दोस्त साथ में थे. तो वहाँ पे जो एक फ्रेंड था उसका, तो ये उससे बोला कि इसको मैं जानता हूँ, ये मेरे कॉलेज में पढ़ा है. तो ऐसे करके वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा बात होने लगी. फिर दोनों आपस में बात करने लगे. फिर एक ही मैनेजर के अंदर, अभी डिफरेंट प्रोजेक्ट में एक ही मैनेजर के अंदर हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं अभी. तो ये टोटल पूरी जर्नी है.
क्वेश्चंस तो सेम ही रहने वाला है, बिकॉज क्वेश्चंस और क्या होगा. राइट, वी हैव ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. आई विल हैंड ओवर द माइक टू द अदर कैंडिडेट. राइट,
I need to tell my journey also, sir.
नहीं जर्नी हो गई, आगे का बता दो.
क्वेश्चन
शादी का बताओ तुम पहले.
तो नजदीक से क्वेश्चंस जैसे जावा में मेनली वो लोग पूछते हैं, जावा बेसिक्स तो आना ही चाहिए, कैसा प्रोजेक्ट बनता है, फिर मतलब क्लास कैसे बनती है, मेथड कैसे बनता है, और फिर उसकी इंटरनल वर्किंग क्या क्या होती है, वो सब तो मेनली तुमको आना ही चाहिए. और हर एक मेथड की कंडीशन या मेथड की टाइम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी कितनी होती है, सारा चीज़ वो लोग पूछते हैं. जावास पूछ लेते हैं, मल्टी थ्रेडिंग पूछते हैं, कलेक्शंस पूछते हैं, डिफरेंस पूछते हैं, क्या क्या डिफरेंस होता है, लिस्ट, सेट, मैप, इंटरनल वर्किंग पूछ लेते हैं, हैश टेबल, हैश सेट, ये सब का. और मेनली वो लोग पूछते हैं फीचर्स में जावा 8 फीचर्स पूछते हैं. लैम्बडा क्या होता है, स्ट्रीम क्या होता है, फंक्शन इंटरफेस क्या होता है, ये सब सारी चीज़ें पूछ लेते हैं. फिर वो इम्प्लीमेंट करवा के देख लेते हैं, कैसा इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं, कैसा नहीं करते हैं. फिर उसके बाद फिर इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट स्प्रिंग बूट, so they are asking in spring boot and mainly annotations, they are writing the API like CRUD operations, and mainly and they are asking for spring security, and in spring security they are asking enable web security annotations and spring configuration like that. स्प्रिंग में ये सब क्वेश्चन पूछ लेते हैं. और मैंने तो 2 साल पहले इंटरव्यू दिया, उतना अभी तो याद भी नहीं है क्या क्या पूछते हैं. सो स्प्रिंग में और स्प्रिंग एमबीसी वगैरह पूछ लेते हैं, कैसे करते हैं, ORM पूछते हैं, और JDBC कनेक्टिविटी पूछते हैं, कैसे करते हैं उन लोग वहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करा के देखते हैं. सो आपको मेनली फोकस करना है कोडिंग पे, कैसा कोड कैसा वर्क करता है। आप अगर चैट जीपीटी से भी वर्क करते हैं, मतलब वो कोई रियल पे सिनारियो दिए, आप चैट जीपीटी से निकाल के देख के लिख लिए, फिर वो लोग एक्सप्लेनेशन वगैरह आपसे पूछते हैं, तो यू शुड नो हाउ टू एक्सप्लेन दिस कोड, कैसा इसका वर्किंग जा रहा है, कैसा नहीं हो रहा है, सारा चीज। और फिर माइक्रो सर्विसेज में पूछते हैं कि मल्टीपल एपीआई बना के उसको कनेक्ट कैसे करते हैं, और फिर उसमें सिक्योरिटी कैसे इनेबल करते हैं, सारा चीज माइक्रो सर्विसेज वगैरह हम पूछ लेते हैं। और हाँ, और डिप्लॉयमेंट वगैरह पूछते हैं, कैसा डिप्लॉयमेंट करते थे, गिट क्या होता है, एजाइल क्या होता है, जीरा क्या होता है, एंड उसकी इंटरनल वर्किंग पूछते हैं, कैसे कैसे हम लोग कितने स्टेज में करते हैं, कैसे पुल लेते हैं, कैसा पुश करते हैं कोड को, कैसा डिप्लॉयमेंट करते हैं सर्वर पे, सारा चीज पूछते हैं। और फिर मर्ज मर्ज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ गया तो उसको रिजॉल्व कैसे करते हैं, मर्ज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट क्यों आया वो पूछते हैं। और फिर सारा चीज यही पूछते हैं। तो मेनली फोकस आपको करना है कोडिंग पे, रोज प्रैक्टिस करना है, डेली प्रैक्टिस करना है। और सर जितना पढ़ाते हैं उनका अगर आप कवर करते हैं तो मेनली यू कैन सर्वाइव एनी कंपनी। एंड अगर सर का पूरा टॉपिक आप अच्छे से कवर कर लेते हैं तो आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा कंपनी में काम करने के लिए, क्योंकि सर ने ऑलरेडी सारा चीज कवर कर लिया होता है, बस वहां पे जाके उसी टाइप से आपको इम्प्लीमेंट करना रहता है। और फिर कुछ एक्स्ट्रा चीजें होती हैं जो आपको वहां पे समझ में आ जाएंगी कंपनी में कैसे करना है कैसे नहीं। सो दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड।
Both are from UP. He's from Mirzapur, by the way. मैं प्रयागराज से।
Nice talking to you. हाँ।
तो अभी अभी बहुत सारे लोगों को क्वेश्चन रहता है कि अभी इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट कर दिए, इंटरव्यू में क्या कैसे रहता है। तो मैं बता रहा हूँ, अपना एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ। इंटरव्यू में क्या होता है, जो आप बोलते हैं तो आप उसमें टॉपिक्स बोलते हैं, तो उस टॉपिक्स पे क्या है, इंटरव्यूअर जो होता है उसको नॉलेज होता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ों बहुत नॉलेज होता है उसको, तो वो आपकी बात पकड़ता है। तो आपको कोई ऐसा वर्ड बोलना पड़ता है ताकि वो उसको मैनिपुलेट करना पड़ता है आपको, बस इतनी सी बात है। आप उसको कहाँ ले जाते हैं ये आपके आपके इंट्रोडक्शन पे डिपेंड करता है। जैसे मेरे लिए, मैं क्या करता था, अपने लिए एक एओपी करके तैयार रखा था, सब कुछ बताता था, बीच में एओपी मेंशन कर देता था। अब वो सोचता था ये एओपी क्या है, इसके बारे में तो मेरे को नहीं पता। वो पूछता था डैट व्हाट इज एओपी, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मेरे को पता रहता था क्या पूछेगा वो। तो ऐसे आपको मैनिपुलेट करना होता है। उसके बाद आपको वहां से ले जाना पड़ेगा जावा वगैरह में। हाँ, कहाँ पे ले जाना है आपको, आपके इसमें जो आप जवाब देते हैं उसमें आपका क्या क्वेश्चन अगला उठेगा उसमें डिपेंड करता है। उसके बाद आप कोर जावा में गए तो कोर जावा में आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ें रहेंगी, आप क्या कर रहे हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं, बेसिकली वहाँ सर्वाइव करने के लिए, बेसिकली जो भी है वहाँ पे आपको सर्वाइव करने के लिए आपको पता होना चाहिए कि हमको ये कॉन्सेप्ट यूज कहाँ करना है। आप स्ट्रिंग कहाँ यूज करेंगे, मैप कहाँ यूज करेंगे, आप थ्रेड लगा रहे हैं कैसे लगा रहे हैं। आप थ्रेड दो टाइप के क्रिएट होते हैं, कौन सा यूज करना चाहिए, कौन सा यूज नहीं करना चाहिए, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं। आप जावा 8 यूज कर रहे हैं, आप लेमडा क्यों यूज कर रहे हैं, आप फंक्शनल इंटरफेस के लिए क्यों जा रहे हैं, तो आप इनर क्लासेस के लिए क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं। बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन ऐसे उठते हैं। तो आप लोग को एकदम डीपली स्टडी करना पड़ेगा कि आपको कहाँ पे कौन से सिनेरियो में क्या यूज करना है, ये सबसे मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ होती है। उसके बाद आप सिक्योरिटी में गए, स्प्रिंग में गए, स्प्रिंग में सब कुछ चाहे कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी हो, आपको क्या रहेगा, आपके पास पोस्टमैन से या कहीं से भी आपके पास रिक्वेस्ट आएगी, आप लेंगे, उसमें प्रोसेस करेंगे, आप डीबी में स्टोर करेंगे, उसके अंदर मैनिपुलेशंस होगी आपका कोर जावा में कोई भी लैंग्वेज हो। आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पर्टिकुलरली दिस जावा ओनली। सो ये सब उसके अंदर की मैपिंग होती है, उसमें आपको मैनिपुलेट करना होता है, डेटाबेस में सेव कराना होता है और रिटर्न करना होता है, दैट्स इट। उसके बाद आप सिक्योरिटी में गए, आप सिक्योरिटी में आपको ये पता करना पड़ता है कि आप कौन सी सिक्योरिटी यूज कर रहे हो। आप JWT यूज कर रहे हो तो क्यों यूज कर रहे हो, JWT से होता क्या है। आप इन मेमोरी बाय द वे ये यूज नहीं होती, तो इन मेमोरी आप क्यों यूज कर रहे हो, ये सब आपको क्लियर होना चाहिए। उसके बाद रोल्स क्या होते हैं, और ये पासवर्ड इनकोड डिकोड कैसे होता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं, ये आपको क्लियर करना पड़ेगा। और अगर आप जाते हैं स्प्रिंग बूट के अलावा आप जाते हैं माइक्रो सर्विसेज में, तो माइक्रो सर्विसेज हम लोग क्यों यूज करते हैं स्प्रिंग बूट को छोड़ के, और इसमें सिक्योरिटी कैसे से ओक्टा कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आ गया इसमें, तो ये यूज क्यों करते हैं, क्या होता है, थर्ड पार्टी इंटीग्रेशन कैसे करते हैं, और मैसेजिंग सर्विस जो सर ने पढ़ाया है बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाया है, हमको भी बहुत कन्फ्यूजन होती थी उधर। उसके बाद यही सब चीज़ें हैं, बस हो गया। बाकी डेटाबेस में आपको डेटाबेस में आपको ये सब चीज़ें क्लियर करनी पड़ेगी, या कहाँ तक आपको ज्वाइन तक कम से कम आपको सीखना पड़ेगा। व्हाट इज इनर ज्वाइन, आउटर ज्वाइन, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर देयर, ये सब चीज़ें वहाँ पे कवर हो जाएंगी। और बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन जैसे मेरे कलीग हैं इधर साथ में पढ़े थे, वो बोल रहे थे सिनेरियो बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो उसको टैकल कैसे करें। भाई साहब, जब तुम काम करते हो तो डेटाबेस में क्या कौन सा मॉडल कैसे क्या स्टोर करा रहे हो, उसकी मैपिंग कैसे है, अगर आपने वो समझा दिया इंटरव्यूअर को, और उसके बाद आपने मॉडल क्या रिक्वेस्ट भेजा था, क्या नहीं भेजा था, क्या रिस्पॉन्स देना था, थोड़ा बहुत ये बता दिया, अगर डेटाबेस की मैपिंग आपने बता दी क्या कैसे मैप होता है, तो ही विल सेटिस्फाई। बस दैट्स इट।
See, he's focusing on your ER diagrams. Then he's talking about the mappings in Hibernate, right? Because what data, how you want from your database when you're going with bidirectional mapping, when you're going with unidirectional mapping, why you should do that, right? So all of these things, what is he talking about? It really makes a lot of sense. So you have to start your journey with ER diagrams, correct? And then the mappings concept, you have to be clear with that. Okay, thank you. गिफ्ट एक ही देते हैं, ठीक है? हाँ, राइट, चल, गॉड ब्लेस यू। All right, who's the next candidate? Huh? Asif and one more candidate, you can take him along with them. We'll take two people, it'll take a lot of time otherwise. Yeah, please sit down, please sit down. Asif is here. Huh? Suprabhat is here, Asif is here. Again, we have got two candidates. And so we are going to understand from which place they are. And आप दोनों friends हो गए? नहीं. Okay, they're not friends, but हमारे बारे में कैसे पता चला, journey क्या था? Then tell us more about the general things कि कॉलेज में क्या हुआ और कॉलेज के बाद जॉब क्यों नहीं लगी, राइट? पहले हम ये जानना चाहते हैं, यस और नो? गवर्नमेंट एग्जाम्स की प्रिपरेशन की थी क्या आपने? नहीं किया हुआ है, ओके। तो कितना, कौन से कॉलेज में थे आप? So he's from Delhi Gandhi College. So what happened? You tell us.
Actually that time when I was passed, उस टाइम पे फ्रेशर का उतना जॉब्स नहीं लग रहे थे, तो मुझे फिर पता चला बैंगलोर के बारे में। फिर मैं बैंगलोर आया, एक्चुअली मुझे ज्वाइन करना था जेई स्पाइडर के लिए मैं आया था। फिर मुझे सर के बारे में पता चला और मेरे एक फ्रेंड से, फिर मैं आया यहाँ पे, डेमो क्लास लिया, मुझे अच्छा लगा, मैंने ज्वाइन किया। फिर उसके बाद ये जर्नी स्टार्ट हुआ मेरा, और देन आई वाज प्लेस्ड। आई एम 1.5 years experience. I am working in a company, IQ Gateway right now. So I am not sharing any question. I am just sharing you the journey, what I have problem I have faced in the company when I have joined. So starting में actually I was facing the problem to set up, how to set up the project. तो मेरा किस्मत अच्छा था कि मुझे अच्छी कंपनी मिली थी। उन्होंने मुझे 3 महीने की ट्रेनिंग दी प्रॉपर, कि डीबग कैसे करते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट सेटअप कैसे करते हैं, आप एपीआई कॉल कैसे करते हैं। उन्होंने सारा कुछ मुझे अच्छे से बताया, और मुझे यहाँ से सर से सीखने के बाद बहुत कुछ ऑलरेडी पता थी। बट एक्चुअली व्हेन यू आर वर्किंग, you have some like you have lagging something, like actual work and learning is different part. आप जो पढ़ते हैं और जो आप काम करते हैं बिल्कुल डिफरेंट होता है। अगर आप इंटरव्यू दोगे और काम करोगे वो बिल्कुल डिफरेंट चीज़ है। तो मैंने जब कंपनी ज्वाइन की, मुझे डिबग करने में इशू आती थी, क्योंकि एपीआई ढूंढना बहुत मुश्किल होता है कि कौन से एपीआई पे आप काम कर रहे हो। फंक्शनैलिटी आपको जानना पड़ता है कि जो आप एक्चुअल प्रोग्राम पे काम कर रहे हो, एप्लीकेशन पे, उसका फंक्शनैलिटी क्या है। अगर आप फंक्शनैलिटी समझ जाओगे फिर आपको इजी होगा कोई भी एपीआई ढूंढने में। तो this is the my journey, but right now I'm very smooth working. I have learned many things after, but thank you for Pankaj sir, because if Pankaj sir has not trained me, I'm not able to do the work what I am doing in the company right now. So that's it from my
You know guys, थोड़ा कंपनी ज्वाइन करने के बाद हिम्मत रखना है, because one line said is very true. What you're learning is one part, but when you move to an actual environment, obviously it's a whole new world that you're seeing, right? And somewhere that tension, fear will be there within us. What if I lose the job again? वो घबराहट चालू हो जाती है. So patience रखो and be calm. Definitely try to connect with the seniors in the company and slowly start understanding things. Okay? Then settling down, as I'm telling, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 2 months. A good candidate sometimes 1 month or even 4 months. But during that phase, you have to be very serious, because during that 4 months also, if you don't pick up, then you will tend to see problems. Because 4 months तक आपको opportunity कोई भी कम नहीं देगी. तो जितना प्रैक्टिकली आप कोड करके एटलीस्ट फाउंडेशन कोडिंग को स्ट्रांग कर लोगे, आगे की चीजें समझने में ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा. बट अगर आपने प्रैक्टिस नहीं किया, सिर्फ थियरी पढ़ के चले जा रहे हो, चैट जीपीटी देख के इंटरव्यू क्लियर कर लिया, दिक्कत आएगी. बी सीरियस अबाउट इट, राइट? So you have to be very serious. Environments will be different. Okay? See, in the classroom environment, I can touch 80%. I can touch 75%. Okay? Some cases, the company's match is happening very closely. We might also touch till 85%. But that 15% gap genuinely has to be there, which I will not deny. Students has to be practically practicing things, so that when you join the company, at least at 15 to 20% of the gap coverage, you are in a position to grab the things quickly and start working on it. Is this clear? तो वो माइंडसेट बनाए रखना है. आप ये मत सोचना कभी भी कि कोई भी एकेडमी ज्वाइन कर लिया, बस सीख लिया, बस यही चीज होने वाला है. ये नहीं होगा, राइट? एंड हम कितनी भी कोशिश करेंगे, देखिए क्लासरूम में मेरे पास उतना ही टाइम होगा जहां पे मैं आपको अच्छे से गाइड करके कंपनी के अंदर धक्का मारूंगा, और कंपनी में 80% तक क्या करना है वो समझेगा, बट 20% फियर के साथ वो चीज बहुत बड़ी लगने वाली है. बिकॉज हम घबराए हुए रहेंगे और इतना बड़ा कोड देखेंगे और अगल बगल में सब फटाफट काम कर रहे, मेरे साथ क्या होगा? और मान के चलो कि मैनेजर आपके पीछे ही खड़ा हुआ है, राइट? आपके साये के तरह, तब तो हम गए. बट अगेन, व्हेन वन स्टूडेंट सेड आई गॉट अ मैनेजर इन ओला, वो एकदम बेकार था. मतलब यू गॉट अक्रॉस अ मैनेजर जहां पे वो बहुत दुखी आत्मा है, and you will never find any help from him. But then when they joined other companies, they started seeing that the environment is comfortable. तो हर एक कंपनी में ऐसा नहीं होगा. Environment will make a big difference in terms of we working there. Okay, right? Thank you so much.
Hi everybody. Actually, my journey started with Pankaj sir because of my friend Arish. He's sitting there. I would like to take a moment to thank him, man. He chose Pankaj sir for me, and what I am here today only for him, man. And talking about talking about placement and all, you guys will be placed easily, man. Cracking interview is very easy. But what sir told, it's been 1 month. I have been placed last month 8th, and it is 8 today. So what sir told, na, you will learn here only only 10%, and when you'll see the 100%, you will just be afraid only, man. But you have to relax at that moment, and you have to go through the code, and you have to go through all the flows and all. Then only you will be able to know what is happening in the code only, right? and it's better you should ask to a senior or to anyone in your company who is working on the same project, right? He will clarify you all those things, and he will tell you everything that is going on with the project and all. And I would like to tell you guys, you should implement what sir is telling. I mean, what sir is doing now, you should implement that. You should do a complete project, and then only you should apply for that for the interviews. Because you know, when you are learning the things and implementing it, it will be very easy for you guys to understand the code right there. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Right. So I hope you got to know what exactly it is. हिम्मत तो रखनी पड़ेगी, घबराहट रहेगी 3-4 महीने के बाद. हाँ हाँ, right. So this is what the starting journey will be. But do not get demotivated. Somehow 3 months, once it passes on in the company, then you start getting comfortable. Is this clear? Yes? Okay. But not every case. Some people are very lucky. They get very simple projects to begin with. So they are doing excellent work in the very beginning itself. But again, if it's a new project, that will happen. But what if I'm joining a project which is existing one? So maintenance projects are tough. The new projects are easy. Because new projects, everything you're seeing, things happening in front of your eyes. You know, meetings going on, things happening, business requirement. So new projects, we never have challenges. The challenges is maintenance project. 8 years old project, we have to firstly understand and start working on that. So that will take time, and even your seniors will understand. Even if you're genuinely working in company, don't expect from day one your senior will excel in that, because he has to understand the whole flow, what has happened there. The business flow, what they have done. Tools mismatch. He was working on a different tool. This will happen. Okay, best of luck guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Sundaram Sangram 16 LPA package got placed in one of the MNC company. Karthik, his package is 14.5. So Sangram, please be seated. So we have one senior candidate and one recently joined a week back. So we have different experiences to share. I will start with Sangram. And Sangram, please tell us from which place you are, and do let us know our candidate what they have to focus more on, and how things actually in companies, right? Okay, they have to, take it in a very, I would say, calm manner, and at the same time, the focus has to be high. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Sangram Jay from Odisha. So अभी मैंने KPMG में प्लेस हुआ हूँ 16 LPA एंड 1 लाख ज्वाइनिंग बोनस. सो मैं 3 साल पहले का स्टूडेंट हूँ. सो मैंने फर्स्ट जो कंपनी ज्वाइन किया था वहाँ पे 3 महीना काम किया था. उसके बाद मेरा परफॉर्मेंस इश्यूज था तो कंपनी मेरे को निकल दिया था. क्यों निकालना था ना, एक जीरा जो टिकट यूज जीरा टूल जो यूज करते हैं ना, तो वहाँ से मैनेजर आके मेरे पास बैठा और बोला तुम्हारा स्टेटस चेंज करो जीरा में. तो उस टाइम में मेरे को पता नहीं था स्टेटस कैसे चेंज करते जीरा टूल में, क्योंकि उस टाइम में सर मतलब ओनली खाली कोर जावा और स्प्रिंग बूट ही पढ़ाते थे. अभी तो बहुत सारे चीज़ पढ़ाते हैं. तो इस वजह से मेरा परफॉर्मेंस इस वजह से 3 महीने के बाद उन्होंने मेरे को निकल दिया था. तो उसके बाद मैं सर के पास आया. उन्होंने बोला एक काम करो और एक बार न्यू कोर्स ज्वाइन कर लो, मतलब उन्होंने एक्सेस दिया है. तो उसके बाद मैं 6 महीना फिर पढ़ाई किया. उसके बाद 1 साल काम किया और 1 साल काम करने के बाद अभी रिसेंटली मैं KPMG ज्वाइन हुआ हूँ और 2 महीने पहले. तो ये था मेरा जर्नी. तो अभी मतलब कंपनी में जो हो रहा है मैं आप लोगों को ये बता रहा हूँ। जैसे कि प्रोजेक्ट दो टाइप का होता है, एक है स्क्रैच से मतलब स्टार्टिंग से, और एक है मतलब एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट। जो एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट है वो कोड बना के रखते हैं। जो नया स्क्रैच से जो होता है वो मतलब शुरू से होता है, स्टार्टिंग से। तो यहाँ पे तीन जो डेली टू डेली हम लोग डेवलपरों का काम क्या होता है, तीन स्टेज है यहाँ पे, तीन एनवायरनमेंट है। एक है डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट, एक है स्टेजिंग एनवायरनमेंट, और एक है प्रोडक्शन एनवायरनमेंट। सो डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट में क्या करते हैं हम, जो भी कुछ क्लाइंट साइड से या कंपनी की तरफ से जो भी कुछ हमको अपडेट करना है या कुछ मतलब नया कुछ ऐड करना है, वो क्लाइंट की तरफ से जो आता है हम लोग वही डेवलप करते हैं। उसके बाद डेवलप होने के बाद हम लोग टेस्टिंग करते हैं, मोकिटो हो या जेवनिट हो, जो भी हो टूल यूज करके, तो उसको स्टेजिंग में बोलते हैं। ऑल क्लियर होने के बाद हम लोग जाते हैं प्रोडक्शन में, जो रिलीज है, फाइनल रिलीज होता है। तो ये कंपनी का डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज। ओके, अभी मेरा 2 महीना अभी मतलब हुआ है एक कंपनी में। सो 2 हफ्ते पहले मतलब 2 वीक्स बिफोर उन्होंने मेरे को एक जीरा से एक टिकट असाइन किए थे। वो टिकट था मेरा क्लाइंट है सर वॉलमार्ट, वॉलमार्ट क्लाइंट है, रिटेल का डोमेन प्रोजेक्ट था वो। तो उन्होंने एक टिकट दिया है, एक प्रोडक्शन ब्रांच है और एक मेन ब्रांच है, ये दोनों को मर्ज करके वहाँ क्या कन्फ्लिक्ट आ रहा है उसको तुम फाइंड आउट करो। तो मैंने मतलब बहुत इजी है, जब काम सीख जाओगे या अच्छा से पढ़ाई करोगे तो बहुत चीज़ है ढूंढने के लिए काम, क्योंकि वहाँ पे समुद्र जैसा कोड लाइन रहता है, 1000 5000 4000 ऐसा कोड लाइन रहता है। तो आपको कहाँ क्या करना है मतलब पता नहीं चलेगा। तो ऐसा प्रोसीजर में जाना है, मतलब कि कौन सा मेथड पे जाना है, कौन सा मेथड पर क्लिक करने के बाद कौन क्लास पे जाना है, ये सब चीज़ सबको मतलब ध्यान देना चाहिए। तो अभी मैं कन्फ्लिक्ट करके निकाला, उसके दिया हूँ, पीआर रेज किया हूँ। जो उसके बाद पीआर रेज करते पुल रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, उसके बाद हमारा जो सीनियर है या मैनेजर है वो फाइंड आउट करके कमिट करेगा। कमिट करने के बाद उसको टेस्टिंग पे जाएगा, टेस्टिंग होने के बाद उसको प्रोडक्शन या रिलीज पे जाएगा। तो ये अभी फ्लो, ये सर अभी कर पा रहा हूँ। ये सर, ये सर यस यस, मैं अभी मतलब पहले मैं काम नहीं कर पा रहा था, अभी अच्छा से काम कर पा रहा हूँ। और मेरा भी जो मैनेजर और टीम टीम भी है वो बहुत हेल्पफुल भी है सबके लिए। अ, वो लकी मतलब होना चाहिए, कंपनी लकी नहीं, टीम लकी होना चाहिए। ओके, कौन सा मैनेजर कौन सा टीम आपकी तरफ से पड़ जाएगा तो बस जिंदगी बहुत मतलब बहुत कुछ भी सीख भी जाओगे और नहीं कुछ। हेलो अभी भैया, हाँ। तो अभी मतलब क्या है, कंपनी और टीम होना चाहिए, टीम अच्छा से मतलब पड़ जाएगा तो आप लोग को बहुत कुछ सीखने के लिए मिल जाएगा, अब आपको हेल्पफुल भी हो जाएगा। और कम टू क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अभी कोर जावा बहुत ही कम पूछते हैं, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एडवांस जावा पूछते हैं। जो एडवांस जावा में माइक्रो सर्विस और स्प्रिंग बूट वगैरह, क्यूबरनेट, डॉकर, काफका, रेस्ट एपीआई, ये सब चीज़ें बहुत पूछते हैं। बस इतना ही है। और थोड़ा जो भी सर मतलब पढ़ा रहे अभी, आप ध्यान से पढ़िए और डेली डेली प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, आराम से हो जाएगा। क्योंकि उस टाइप में 1 साल डाल के इंटरव्यू दिया था, ओनली कोर जावा पूछ रहे थे और स्प्रिंग बूट पूछ रहे थे। लेकिन अभी मैं 3.5 डाल के इंटरव्यू दे रहा हूँ, बहुत टफ क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, और मतलब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सिनेरियो बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आ रहा है, प्रैक्टिकली क्वेश्चन। तो थोड़ा प्रोजेक्ट जो भी सर प्रोजेक्ट आप लोग को अभी कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा ध्यान से प्रोजेक्ट प्रैक्टिस कीजिए, आराम से हो जाएगा। थैंक यू। एनी क्वेश्चन?
Right, guys. So again, senior support, right? That is important. And slowly you start learning how to work. Okay.
Hi everyone. My Hi everyone. So myself Karthik. So I'm Jan 2025 batch student. So basically the questions that I got was, so they asked more on Spring Boot annotations, and I was asked multi-threading and different ways of creating thread. So we need to be aware of functional interface wherein we are going to use runnable and callable interfaces. So those concepts we should be aware. So that they will ask. And in design patterns, we need to be aware of Saga design pattern, circuit breakers, and we need to be aware of implementation as well, not just the theory. Because in one of the interview, I was asked, is it fine now? Not fine. Hello. Yeah. So in one of the interviews, I was asked to show the implementation of circuit breaker as well. So in that, we need to be aware of fallback logics, retry logics, everything, and how you configure everything. And we need to be aware of inter-service communication as well. So web client, fiend client, and HTTP. So all those concepts we need to be aware. And I gave interviews mostly for full stack only. So I had questions on Angular as well. So they will ask Angular architecture and component based architecture. They will ask you to explain, and that you need to be aware of, and you need to be comfortable with routing module. So all those concepts, how do you configure backend APIs to Angular, so those concepts. And then they will ask state management, so how do you store the JWT tokens, so everything in front end. So they will ask those questions when you come to Angular. And they'll ask route module and route guards, so how do you safeguard the endpoints in Angular, those questions. And observables, so those concepts we need to be knowing. And when it comes to Spring Boot, we need to be aware of Spring security, and at the global level exception handling, so all those things. And JWT token with refresh token as well. And if possible, we can actually see Google OAuth authentication as well. That is also a very easy concept. If we just Google and learn, it won't take much time. So we can actually learn that as well. If we are aware with JWT token, implementing refresh token and Google OAuth, all those things won't take much time. So that we need to focus. And CI/CD pipeline, so that concept we need to be aware of. So all the stages, how do we write the steps in the Groovy language. So that's what has taught in the class that we need to be aware of. And actually we can we should be aware of this as well. So Sonar Cube integration, Flyway integration when you're migrating databases. So those concepts, they are very small concepts only. If we just stretch little bit, so we will be able to understand only 10 minutes, 20 minutes concepts, all those things are. And we need to be strong in stream API. So most of the coding questions what I was getting was from stream API only, no other. So some interviews I was having some string related, for example concatenation. So those kind of, how do the string get stored in Spring constant pool, heap memory, those concepts we need to be aware of. And we need to be knowing string builder, buffer, those concepts they'll ask. And immutability concept is also important. And lambda expressions, so where we are actually practically using, they'll ask it. So whenever so also database queries, so joins, inner joins, all those joins concept we need to be aware, because most of the time when I was doing search queries all, we are going with that only. And they're asking, so if we are telling we are use Java 17 our project, they'll ask how was Java 17 different from Java 8. So what are the challenges you faced while migrating from Java 8 to 17, so that we can just Google and we can guess the what are the scenario based questions that might come up, so that we need to be aware. And JUnit and integration testing in that. So using test containers, that one concept we can actually cover. So for that we can actually make use of PostgreSQL. So that is one thing. And scenario based questions they will ask like how do you improve API response, so how do you optimize the queries. So all these scenario based questions we need to be aware, so we can actually answer them with examples. Like, so we can actually use authenticator actuator health endpoints, API for API health checking. Actually we can use SLF4J for logging monitoring. So those are the things we need to be aware. So in one interview I asked this one Kubernetes architecture. So we need to be having clear idea about how Kubernetes, Dockers, all those are integrated in our project. So these are the questions mainly I got. And clearing interview is not a big deal. Once we start giving 4-5 interviews, questions will repeat. We need to just prepare well on them and start giving. That's it. Yeah, that's it from my end.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you. So who's the next candidate? Utkarsh is here. The next candidate, please. And Arpit. So Utkarsh, please come on stage. Be seated. Utkarsh is here. So they have got placed in some good companies. I'll hand over the mic to them. And Utkarsh will share the interview questions. And he will discuss with you people in detailed manner his journey. Okay. So Utkarsh, मैं आपको mic दे रहा हूँ. नजदीक नजदीक ऐसा.
हेलो 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 तो मेरा नाम उदयेश्वर जैन है आई एम फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र पुणे हेलो तो ऑलमोस्ट मैंने 32 इंटरव्यू दिए हैं वो भी 1.5 मंथ्स के अंदर तो उसमें पहले 10-12 इंटरव्यू मेरे ऐसे ही चले गए फॉर प्रैक्टिस उसके बाद जो दिए तो वो सब निकल गए और मेरे को एक मुंबई से और एक बैंगलोर से ऑफर लेटर मिला जो कि अभी एक बैंगलोर और एक मुंबई का है लेकिन मैंने बैंगलोर का ही ले लिया और जो क्वेश्चन है ना मैंने ऑलरेडी मैडम के पास सेंड कर दिए बाय व्हाट्सएप तो आप ले सकते हैं और मेन लर्निंग जो है ना जो सर पढ़ाते हैं वो इंटरव्यू और सर्वाइव करने के लिए सही है मैंने उतना ही किया था
हॅलो 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 आवाज येत नाही हॅलो हॅलो yeah so hi my name is Arpit and I am basically from Maharashtra. I got placed in 3 companies. My highest package was 11 LPA. So firstly I like to tell you that you have to mostly focus on the mock interviews. We have to do mock interviews with our friends so that at the time of interview the things will not get mug up with us. And I will like to tell you that I am 2025 pass out and I have been working since 3 months. So I have never attended college in my life and I was not knowing J of Java or even I was not knowing Hello World program since I managed to get place in one of the top MNC. So like when like at the time of our interview we have to focus to manipulate the interview on what things we are knowing. So I was most confident about the design patterns, spring security, JWT token and API gateway. So they used to ask me question on these topics only mostly. And even after going to company we have to be smart enough to show that we know something like that. And also the most of the question they ask us are like Java 8 features and also API gateway controller versus REST controller, internal working of hash map, difference in hash map, concurrent hash map. आ जाओ आ जाओ ये बघू.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. All right. So, guys, let us invite the next candidate, Kumar. Army? RUMME? Ruman. 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 The next candidate is Ruman. Please be seated. Who's next? Ravi Ram. Yeah, please come on stage. So I'll share the mic with him. Ah. So they have got placed with good packages. Right now, I will not discuss on that. Anyways, they will tell you directly what package they have got, what is the company, everything. I'll hand over the mic to him.
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Roman. So my highest package was around 9 LPA, and my lowest package is 6 LPA. And in the current organization, I'm working from like months. So like what you have to mainly focus on, like core Java. Mainly they will focus on how you going to write in a notepad. They'll just ask you to write the logic, and some of the interviewer is going to ask to write in the online compiler, and some of them will going to ask to write in the notepad. So you have to be thorough with the core Java, and the basics, like you have to be thorough to understand the logics, like what you are writing the logics, and you have to understand those logics, and then you have to write it in the notepad. And then coming to the interview questions, like what exactly you have to prepare, and how you have to be perfect enough to crack the interview. Like I think most of them has told you the questions. Like the most important questions are like microservices, circuit breaker, and Java 8 features, stream APIs, lambdas expression. So these are all the most important questions. You have to rely on this. And secondly, like whenever you are giving the interviews, like be patient and don't be panic. And after you cracking the interview also, like once you enter the company, they'll assign you the number of tasks. So like don't be panic, because if you have any doubts, you ask with the team leader, like how I have to execute with this task, how I have to proceed with this task. And you have also like a different AIs, you can use those, like Claude AI, ChatGPT. You can ask many things from Chat. You can get the help from ChatGPT, and try to debug the code. Try to ask the KT initially when you enter the company. After asking the KT, you will get to know the things better, like how the project flow is, how the project, uh, you know, getting to the downstream. So nowadays, I think event-driven architecture is very important. Many of them are asking like event-driven architecture, and also messaging system like Kafka, RabbitMQ. They are asking, so you have to be prepared well enough in Kafka, RabbitMQ. And one more suggestion I want to give is like try to make a group and integrate with Zira and GitHub, and you assign the task for your own team members, and create a same feature branch with the same ticket ID, and review the code, like how, like what he has done, what you push the code again, you pull the code. You will get to know the things like how in the real world, you will like how you have to execute the task. So that is the most important thing. That is one suggestion. And yeah, so that's pretty much how I had given the interviews, and how you have to be in the real world scenarios.
Hey, hi. Well, my name is Ravi Ram. I've been working around 2+ years as a Java full stack developer. Currently, I've been working as a Java senior developer with Synchron Technologies Private Limited. I've been deployed with the Wells Fargo client, and I've been working on Wells to Wells refinance. So the major understand the product, what exactly the product belongs to, and the product architecture, and what and all the raw requirements in terms of DB or a core related. It might be a Spring frameworks related. Don't do try to copy paste. Just write the code manually on your pen and paper, and try to debug the code, and try to go with the GitHub, and understand the code and analyze what exactly the needed. Don't And also one more thing, in terms of DB, go through MongoDB also, and MySQL database also, as well as parallelly go through Kafka too once. So Kafka is a major requirement. We used to have a co-pilot access as well for the logic understanding. Once we used to go through some other GitHub repos as well for the understanding.
All right, guys. Thank
As
you
you
so much.
mentioned that how you are going to know with the logics, right? Suppose I have been working on home lending related project, so I used to analyze the code and other GitHub repos which is existing in the database. I mean, which it is existing in DB related and all, and I used to think from my end, how can I able to implement a business logic? Sorry. We used to walk through the code also, na, with the Git repos and all. Suppose there only be only one. There are multiple home lending related projects. Similarly, we used to analyze and we used to use a Copilot as well.
All right,
Is
guys.
there
Thank you
any
so
other
much.
questions? Any other questions?
इनको 1 मंथ का ये अप्रैल में डालना है अप्रैल में 1 मंथ ऑल राइट और साथ में आना है क्या ओके आइए नो प्रॉब्लम ये यू विल हैव टू पुल वन मोर चेयर हियर आप खड़े रहोगे यस 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 आ जाइए इसमें आवाज नहीं जाएगी करेगा आवाज आएगा
हेलो हेलो गाइस कैसे हो सब लोग मेरा नाम करण तिवारी है और मैं भी यूपी से रहने वाला मैं और मेरा फ्रेंड दोनों लोग यूपी से आए थे और हम लोगों की भी कहीं जॉब लग नहीं रही थी तो हम लोगों ने ये डिसाइड किया बेंगलोर जाना और बेंगलोर में ही देखना है अब कुछ क्योंकि अब कुछ हो नहीं रहा तो बेंगलोर में आए तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे कोचिंग सेंटर बहुत चीजें थी तो यहाँ पे हम सोचे अब कौन सा कोचिंग सेंटर ज्वाइन करें क्या है कैसे है तो उसके बाद हमने एक ही चीज सोचा अब हमको प्लेसमेंट लेना पढ़ाई तो बहुत हो गई पढ़ाई तो हमेशा करते ही रहे तो उसके बाद सब लोगों ने पूछा तो सब लोगों ने एक ही जवाब दिया कि पंकज सर एकेडमी में जाओ वहां से प्लेसमेंट होता है क्योंकि हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी 4 साल 3 साल ऑलरेडी पढ़ के आए थे तो अब लास्ट स्टेप यही है ना कि अब किसी तरह जॉब लेना है तो यही हुआ कि फिर बाद में पंकज सर एकेडमी जाओ तो वहाँ पे जॉब लगती है ये है वो है और उतना पता भी नहीं था क्योंकि बेंगलोर में वैसे भी बहुत सब चीजें हैं तो हम लोगों ने पंकज सर एकेडमी ज्वाइन की और उसके बाद हम एक ही चीज का था कि जो सर बोलेंगे वही करना है हो गए उसके बाद क्योंकि अभी तक 3 साल 4 साल ऑलरेडी हम कर चुके हैं सब चीज ठीक तो उसके बाद जिस तरह सर बोलते गए उसी तरह हम करते गए और थोड़ा बहुत एआई टूल और यूट्यूब और सब चीजें हैं तो उससे भी हेल्प लेते गए और ऑलरेडी हो गए पता भी नहीं चला कि कब प्लेसमेंट भी हो गया ये हुआ और क्वेश्चन आंसर की बात रही वो ऑलरेडी सब फ्रेंडों ने ऑलरेडी बता ही दिया वही है और कुछ नहीं है बस ये है कि 3 या 4 घंटे डेली अपना टाइम दो और उसके बाद कुछ नहीं और इंजॉय करो इंजॉय भी बहुत जरूरी है क्योंकि सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर हो आईएएस बनना नहीं है yeah.
So hi everyone, good afternoon. So as you told, like this is my friends. So we are came to Bangalore same time. So also we have like prepared like his like his passed on like BCA 2021 both of you, and also we have like searching a job. So don't have any yes. So हमको जॉब नहीं मिल रहा था, तो दोनों लोग हमने यही सोचा कि क्या करना चाहिए हम लोगों को, कैसे क्या कहाँ जाना चाहिए। तो दोनों लोग प्लानिंग किए कि बेंगलोर चलना चाहिए हमको, जहाँ ये सबसे बड़ा आईटी हब है इंडिया का। तो हमने प्लानिंग किया और दोनों लोग एक साथ, ना कोई सोचे ना समझे ना घर वालों का परमिशन बगैर इधर से आ गए। सो इसके बाद फिर हमको पंकज सर का ज्वाइन किया। उसके बाद हमने 4 मंथ प्रिपरेशन किया। उसके बाद हमने इंटरव्यू देना स्टार्ट कर दिया। आफ्टर 2 months, I we have given 20 around 20 or 30 interview. So uh, we have like clear 1 or 2 3 interview also. So we have like a 4 or 5 offer letters, like is placed Flipkart. I'm also placed Walmart company, and is my friend is CTS Tech. So thanks for.
Hello everyone, myself Abdul Saqib. I am currently working in CTS Tech. So what I say is कि पंकज सर की पढ़ाई करो, फिर कोड पे ध्यान दो, and interview crack करो. All the best. Thank you.
और कुछ क्वेश्चन है किसी का तो और पूछ सकता है कोई? बस एक ही सवाल होगा, हमें पता है कि जॉब कैसे ले, तो जॉब के लिए बढ़िया है, आप देखते रहो और पढ़ते रहो, डेली कंटिन्यू अपने आप पे वर्क करते रहो, क्योंकि वो बहुत जरूरी है। मेरा भी एक सबसे ज्यादा वो था इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन, बहुत बैड थी, लेकिन तब भी मेरा हुआ 60 या अराउंड 70 इंटरव्यू दिया, तब कहीं लगा 3 4 या 5 में प्लेसमेंट हुआ था। तो हम
Right. So, congratulations, all three of you. यूपी से सब राइट। तो आप सभी यूपी से हो? यू आर फ्रॉम कर्नाटक ओनली, सो यू रूममेट्स फ्रेंड हो गए सब। अच्छा, तो कौन जीतेगा इलेक्शन इस बार? अच्छा, बिहार में मेरे को पता नहीं भाई। हाँ, मैं ज्यादा देखता नहीं हूँ सब, इसीलिए अभी इलेक्शन अपने चैट में चलते रहता है, इसीलिए। हाँ हाँ, नेक्स्ट। राइट, कम कम प्लीज कम। व्हाट्स योर नेम? Rahul. Rahul is here, and then Fayaz. Okay, I'll hand over the mic to them.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rahul, and I'm working in a company where I'm getting an offer of 8 LPA. Yeah. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I am Rahul, and currently I'm working in a company, and I have got an offer of 8 LPA. Before joining this company, I have failed in minimum of 50 plus interviews. Later, I have got placed in one company, and after failing in 50 interviews, I got a confidence that I can also attend the interviews offline, and I cracked the interview offline only. Before, I was not able to get the crack my interview online. Even I am getting help, and even I can do many things. Though even though I was not able to crack the interview, but after getting the all the questions what I have faced the 50 interviews, I just went on working on those, and also the coding questions you have to do it compulsory with those previous your all the experiences in the all the interviews. Later you can be able to also go to offline interviews. Comparatively, offline interviews will be easier than the online interviews, and also you have to work on these things like some of there will be questions. Mainly all the questions you have got already, but some of the things which people have not yet told, and you also will be not knowing, because I was not knowing before that. Like when I went to the company, there will be like working in the different environments. There will be dev environment, there is the application properties files, dev environment, QA environment, and production environment. इन चीजों के बारे में जान लिया करो. और एट द रेट प्रोफाइल क्या होता है, ऐसे एनोटेशंस, एट द रेट क्वालिफायर, एट द रेट प्राइमरी, ये क्या होते हैं, ये क्यों यूज होता है, इन चीजों के बारे में जान लिया करो. ये मतलब कंपनीज में बहुत बेसिक चीजें हैं. और इसके बाद don't use IntelliJ without knowing the shortcuts. Use only shortcuts. Without shortcuts use मत कीजिए. अगर काम ही कर रहे हो, काम करने का मतलब आपको मतलब है, तो मतलब वहाँ पे सर्वाइव, सस्टेनेबिलिटी सारा कुछ चाहिए. तो कीवर्ड्स के बिना आप ट्राई मत किया करो. वो मतलब उसको बहुत यूजेबिलिटी करो. और डीबगिंग ना, मिनिमम 10 प्रोजेक्ट को तो डीबग करके ही जाओ. डीबगिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, क्योंकि उसके वजह से मैं अभी मुझे मतलब बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स फेस हुए हैं, और उससे प्रॉब्लम भी होते हैं. इसलिए एक मिनिमम एटलीस्ट 10 प्रोजेक्ट्स को डीबगिंग करना सीखो. डीबगिंग जस्ट ऐसा नहीं होता है कि सेटबैक करना है, स्टेप ओवर करना है, स्टेप इन करना है. उसके बारे में बहुत सारी चीजें होते हैं. कहाँ से वैल्यूज आ रहा है, कौन सा वैल्यूज आ रहा है, क्यों आ रहा है, टोकन जनरेट हो रहा है या नहीं, कौन सा टोकन जनरेट हो रहा है. कैशिंग को समझो, कैशिंग क्या होता है, और कैशिंग में ये मतलब रेडिस क्या होता है, और लो लेवल कैशिंग क्या होता है. इन चीजों के बारे में जान लिया करो, और तो आपका इंटरव्यूज भी इजीली क्लियर हो जाएगा. इंटरव्यूज तो क्लियर हो जाता है, वो तो डिफिकल्ट नहीं होता है. प्रोजेक्ट आप जो भी मतलब पब्लिकली अवेलेबल है, उसी प्रोजेक्ट्स को, जावा प्रोजेक्ट्स को ही आप फाइंड आउट कर लो गूगल में, तो मिल जाएंगे आपको प्रोजेक्ट्स. उस प्रोजेक्ट्स को ना आपके खुद से मतलब कुछ ना कुछ इंप्लीमेंट किया करो उससे. जो भी डीबगिंग से कोई भी आपको पता चलता है, पहले डीबगिंग करके प्रोजेक्ट समझो. उसके बाद अगर अगर उसके ऊपर से इंप्लीमेंट करना सीख गए, तो थोड़ा थोड़ा आपके ओन कुछ भी मतलब रिसर्च करके कुछ भी इंप्लीमेंट करो, छोटे छोटे चीजें. तो वैसे मिनिमम 10 करोगे तो तुम कॉन्फिडेंट रहोगे कि कंपनी में जाने के बाद कुछ भी करो. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने ये चीजें किया है, मैंने नहीं किया है और मैं अभी प्रॉब्लम में हूँ, थोड़ा मेरा थोड़ा बहुत चल रहा है. ओके, तो इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ, दूसरों को सजेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, जो मैंने नहीं किया है, जो गलती मैंने की है आप मत करो. बस इतना ही बोल रहा चाहता हूँ.
Hello, my name is Fayaz. Recently, I cracked offline interview, and I got some scenario-based questions like Spring profiles. That recruiter has showed me some 4 profiles, and he asked me which profiles will run. And for example, application dot properties, application default, application dot EQA, application prod. He asked me which among these 4, which profile will get execute first. And some I have like you have to learn Spring profiles. They will ask, and along with it, they asked why we choose interface or abstract when we have abstract method. And he asked also what is the full form of REST API, full form of REST API. And he asked JUnit and Mockito. And he asked complete CI/CD pipelines also. Explain the complete CI/CD pipeline. I have explained it. And not only that, and he asked scenario-based question. Like suppose there is a method, it is a fetch type is a lazy. In business logic, how we switch to lazy to eager? He asked me how to do it in business logic. So what is Docker? Yes, the sir will provide some kind of questions you have to prepare, and I highly suggest for you guys to uh, do at least 5 to 10 Stream API coding. Okay, for going to offline interview. So everyone is calling offline interview only. Like online will be called, but it will be less. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Where is? Come, please come. We have Aditya, and what's your name? Sania, what's your name? नाम तो बताओ. हाँ? Niru. We have Niru and we have Aditya. Aditya is our old student and super senior. लगभग 4 साल हो गया, 3 साल हो गया. So he always keeps smiling. आपको कितना भी कठिन सिचुएशन वो हंसते ही रहेगा वो. Right, so that is a speciality. We'll talk to him next. Yeah, Aditya and Niru, please come on stage. And he has lot to offer. Aditya, he has got a lot of experience, exposure working in a company, and definitely he will guide you slowly. Whatever questions are there, you can cross question. He will inform.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So myself Aditya. So basically, I will say that mainly we have to focus on project how we are explaining. So what are the roles and responsibility of our project? What we have done. So we have to mainly be thorough with our projects. What we have done in our like last project and all. So after that we have to explain explaining roles and responsibility and everything. So next they will be asking some question from Java 8, Java 8 collections and multi-threading and microservices, Kafka. So these are some questions like I encountered during the interview. So like contract between hash code and equals method, difference between checked and unchecked exception, how do we handle the exceptions in our project. So everything we have to explain in our like in giving in the point of view of our project. So how we are handling in our project. So we have to be like well prepared with that. How HashMap works internally. What is the difference between fail fast and fail safe? How and mainly we have to focus on Java 8 because in every interview they will be asking with Java 8 questions collections also. So in Java 8 they will be asking what is the purpose of functional interface, where you have used the functional interface in your project, what is the purpose of optional class there, and lambda expression. These all things we have to be like very well in that. And from Spring Boot side we have to like we have to know every annotation, what is the purpose of that, how we are using, where we are using everything that. uh, with that we have to use we have to tell the Spring security also. So how we have handled the security in our API, how to manage the tokenization there. So what is the purpose of JRT token there. And along with that we have in microservices there are a lot of questions they will be asking like what is the Eureka server, what is the role of API gateway in our project, and what is the fault tolerance, how you handle the fault tolerance, how will be like how we will be handling the asynchronous communication and synchronous communication in our project, what is the role of throttling there, what is the rate limiting in our project. Along with that we have to do the testing, and after that we have to deploy and all. So these all questions will be asked. So any questions from anyone? Hmm. Right. Mhm. Mhm. So for that, firstly, we have to understand the whole business logic of that project. What is the reason behind that? What is the purpose of that question that has been asked? Suppose that Jira tickets is assigned to you. So what is the role of that in your project? So everything we have to come across. So you can take the help of seniors also. Basically, we have to understand the what is the business requirement of that. Then only we will be able to implement that in your code. Until unless you will be not able, until unless you are not understanding the business requirement. So firstly, you have to understand the what is the role of that change you are going to do in that project. So that business requirement you have to understand first. Okay, thanks.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am recently placed at Quality Kiosk as a Java backend developer, and I'm basically from Odisha, and I want to share some question with you. It's from important interview like from core Java. Explain OOPS principles and difference between double equal to and equals to in Java. Now, how does hash map work internally? It's most important questions. And how are you? How are collision handled in a hash map? And difference between finally, and finalize. And from collection framework, difference between list, set, and a map. And difference between array list and a linked list. From Spring Boot, what is dependency injections, and what is like inversion of control, and what is auto configuration in Spring Boot, and how do you handle exception globally in Spring Boot. And from Spring Data JPA, difference between JPA and Hibernate, what are entity and a repository and a service layer. Then from REST API, what are REST APIs explained with the example, and difference between get, post, put, patch, and delete methods, and what is API gateway and its purpose, what is service discovery. Yeah, it's a many questions, more than 100 questions. I will share with sir. Okay. Okay. इसको सर को
All right, guys.
सर्वाइवल इशू इसको आप सबसे पहले प्रोजेक्ट को आ रही है ना, सबसे पहले प्रोजेक्ट को समझो इसको, उसके बाद से अपने सीनियर से हेल्प लो, अगर समझ नहीं आता है तो वो बताएंगे, फिर उसके बाद से खुद से थोड़ा एक्सप्लोर करो, यूट्यूब गूगल सब कुछ है ही एक्सेस, तो उसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लोर करो, उसके बाद फिर मिल जाए, वैसे ही होता है, हो जाएगा। खुद से एक्सप्लोर, कुछ कोर्स सीखना ही पड़ेगा खुद से, क्योंकि एवरीथिंग सर कैन नॉट टीच, सो वी हैव टू डू। बाकी सर का तो है ही, पर जितना सर बताएं उतना तो करके जाना ही है। और कुछ
All right, so I hope. Right, guys. Finally, our alumni meet concludes here, and already a lot of people have concluded it. PG, food time, everything. People started moving, but I hope this gave you confidence, lot of confidence, and idea about what's happening currently. So we have to work hard, study well. Lot of efforts we will have to put. This will not be an easy journey. Staying focused for 4.5, 6.5 months almost. Staying focused, that itself is a big challenge, right? Because in between, we start deviating, we start thinking of something else, we stop studying. Challenges are very high, right? So we have to be very consistent, confident enough. Please study well, prepare well, and stay calm. Don't panic. See, sometimes it might happen we will fail in some interviews. It might happen that you're giving interviews and 30, 40 interviews we have not cleared it, but do not give up. Okay? See, the attitude of giving up is easy, but fighting back for what you want is the toughest part. And to fight back, your mental balance, you should not lose it. Right? If you lose your mental balance, definitely you will start doing some stupid work. Don't do that. And when you give interviews, when you're failing, always find the reason why I failed. So write the questions. The best way to improvise is after every interview, make a note of the questions. After 5 interviews, trust me, same questions will repeat. After 5 interviews, you know what will happen? Same questions will keep repeating. Okay? So best of luck. Be confident. God bless you all. I'll see you again on Monday in class. Take care.